Man, check him out. I have the one and only Kurt R. Nugent with me right here at the stream show.
Man,
Sir, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, man, and I'm excited to be here. I'm trying to get my 2020 vision on for 2026. Yeah,
Well, you
see,
gotta
so I'm
have it, right?
trying to get my focus right,
You
man.
gotta have
So
your focus right. That's what we're talking about today, and we already have some people saying hello. Oh man, it's
what's
so
going
great
on?
that you are loving using Ecamm. So are we. Okay, we
So
love
are
using it
we.
as well. Thank you for
Absolutely.
coming and hang out with us today. I want to help people, Kurt. This show is strictly about the audience. I will talk about some examples and stories from my point of view, but it's only to help you. So as you come on and check us out today, please let us know you're watching and where you are watching from, and I do appreciate that. Kurt, we kind of just jumped on the
Absolutely.
stream, and we really hadn't a chance to say anything to each other or nothing. So happy New Year to you if I haven't already said that.
Absolutely. Happy New Year to you as well, brother. Excited to be here. Excited to chop it up, man. This is this is a great topic. People start the new year with a lot of with a lot of ideas, a lot of concepts, a lot of goals and aspirations and dreams that they want to achieve. But a lot of times we don't start with the requisite amount of processes and systems. And this is a episode where we're gonna get a chance to chop it up. But yeah, no, I want to say happy New Year to you as well, man. I know you and the bride are doing some big things, man. So always good to be on the stream show on a Sunday evening, man.
So we do have a couple of things coming up, which is really exciting, my
Absolutely.
wife and I. So 2026 is planned to be a great year, and it's only because of some of the things that I'm teaching on Ecamm. So on the stream show, what I am doing is actually helping me behind the scenes. Man, Kirk, I know you as a
Mm,
content creator coach, man, this
you
is
got
kind of
it.
like the staple of being a coach. Like, it's a great opportunity
Absolutely.
to get the information, teach it to other people, but you also internalize it all at the same time. I mean, you cannot lose doing it
Yep.
that way.
Yep. You can't lose doing it that way, you don't. Yeah, the old adage says, "Learn it in the morning, teach it in the afternoon." You know,
Got it.
because that's the way you can ensure that you've got it. The way you make sure it's ingrained is that you teach it to somebody else. And so yeah, we are learning these principles. We're teaching these principles to you so that we can implement it for ourselves. And so yeah, no, 2026, I've got some big, audacious things coming down the pike that I'm. Let's go.
Well, that's awesome, man. It's great to hear. And we ended the year together doing some content creation, and we got to figure out what we're gonna do this year, man, because we need to do more work together. Like we're
We
only
do.
what an hour and a half away from each other, so we got to figure this thing out.
Yeah.
I believe when we
Yeah.
pull out our Sonys, man, we could make some magic happen.
Man, no, we've got something that's getting ready to drop here in the next week or so. So I'm excited about that as well.
There you go. It is coming. I actually have right here on my desk the interview I did with my wife. My son has edited it up, so all I got to do is do my little final touches to it, and that's
Nice.
the episode that you were down on. So I'm
Yep.
really glad and happy that it's finally done in 2026. That being said, Mary Ann is here all the way from down under. Thank you so very
Marianne, what's
much.
going on with you? Always good to have you in the chat.
Yes, always
She's
good.
just listen, we're gonna call her Miss Ecamm from now on.
Why not, right? Why not?
Listen.
Let me say this. If you are watching, I have already put into the chat where you can actually get on and come onto the live and talk about some of the areas that you're going to be focusing on. Today, Kurt and I are just going to be talking about the areas
Yeah, we're gonna
that
chop it up.
we
Yeah.
deem great. But of course, in the chat, or if you want to come on live, hang out with us and talk, it is there for you to come to the Zoom. I really like this integration, and I decided to use it every time I am on. I'm going to be using this integration. So there you go.
Absolutely.
All right, that
Absolutely,
being
man.
said, let's go ahead and jump in the first one, Kirk. I mean, we kind of did our pledge and trees. Now let's do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And as soon as I say that, there he is. Bravo comes in. What's going on, brother? Good to see you again, man. Thank you for chiming in.
Let's go. Always good to have
Um,
you, man.
it is so important. And here you go.
Come on, we get
Man.
them. Their numbers are rising. Numbers
Yeah,
are rising. Let's
yeah.
go.
I guess I wasn't waiting long enough for people to come on. Man, thank you, Technomedia. Man, thank you for saying you're in the house. I'm glad you're here hanging out with us. I want you to focus. Like one of the things I'm going to be focusing on today, and Billy, I'm sure you got this one 100%. We got to create
Well,
content with purpose.
got to create content with purpose, man. Have to have a purpose behind every piece of content you put out there. And that is not to say that you're going to take the fun out of it.
Right?
That's just to say that you know what box you're checking in your own mind and your own strategy when you put that piece of content out there. So yeah, no, definitely got to create content with purpose. I love that.
So one of the things that we always talk about is content, content, content. And we've had time over the years. I think Kirk, we may have met in 2020, right? And I know you were probably doing some content before then. Of course, my focus or experience in media has been in radio. I never went to the radio station and didn't have a clear focus of what my show was going to be about that day and why I was doing it. Like literally, I would take the time, whether it was the day before or 2 or 3 days before, and I would line out my playlist of what I was going to play. I had certain artists that I knew that was going to be in every show. I knew that I was going to ask a question at the top of the hour. I knew direction I was going. I knew if I had guests, how I was going to position them, what hour I was going to have them in, because I think I was doing like 3 hours in the morning at that time. So I had everything. I knew exactly who my audience was. And I knew how to reach them through what the music I was playing and also the segments I was bringing to them as far as any guest or something to the show.
So good. That's so
And
good.
that mindset has to be in what we do as content creators as well. Yeah, man, sometimes you just have this idea, I want to create this. But the question should always be why, for who, and what answer or question is this going to solve for my audience?
Yeah, man. Those are critical. I want to make sure that people don't miss it. Who is this for?
Right.
Why does it matter?
Come on.
And what's the next step? And I want to say this. I think a lot of content creators do a decent job of the terms value proposition, target audience is like, this is all the rage right around now. And there's a reason for it because it's actually what works. So who this is for and why does it matter? That's target audience and that's value proposition. Essentially, we all have some version of that. We could do better.
Right.
We could be more intentional. We could have more focus. We could have more purpose. But I think a lot of us miss this last one where we say, what's the next step? I know that that's something that I wish I had done a better job of when I was first starting with content.
Me too, brother.
I wish, listen, if I could, I want to say this to somebody who's getting ready to start out.
Come on.
If I could do it, start over, I would have a lead magnet for every video I drop on my channel. Literally every video would have a lead magnet, some kind of a PDF, some kind of a download, some kind of a resource that somebody could get if they join my mailing list. Every video would be leading people to that next step. That next step would lead them into my ecosystem and off platform. And then those videos, because if you prioritize, if you do it well, if you have purpose, you're creating evergreen content, and that video will last the span, the test of time, if you will. Right. So that video, let's say that video is 4 or 5 years old now. It's still leading people into your ecosystem. It's still adding people to your mailing list. It's still doing the job that it was originally intended to do. And that lead magnet, if it's worth it to the person who watched that video, is still going to lead them into your system. So asking yourself who this is for and why does this matter? Super critical because it comes across in your content. But man, don't forget about asking yourself, what's the next step? Curate that experience. Super important.
So if you're watching today, I need you to do me a favor. I want to be sure that you're locked in with us because this is really a training, tutorial, workshop. I guess I could have changed it a little different. I want you to focus, but we're going to workshop this out for you in these next couple of minutes, and I really want you to concentrate with us. So if you can, I need you to type in the comments, next steps. All right. Type in the comments. Be there with us. Next steps. Because it is so important. And I want to turn this around just a little bit for people that this may be a new concept for them. So we're talking about all the people this is for. When we talk about the next step, I need you to think the end in mind. Like, what do you want to happen in the end?
So good.
Right? If you're making a video, what do you want to have happen? Okay.
Yeah.
So if you are doing things in the video, all right, and then you are making sure you have that next step, that call to action, those things will help you be able to produce it with that in mind. Okay. Yeah. So we're focusing in 2026. How are we going to start that focus? We're going to create content with some type of purpose in mind. And in the end, with that purpose, we're going to have a next step. Okay. That being said, man, I can't ever go forward and not represent my guy, Big Doc Rock. He had just made it back from Japan, doing some really, really good content creation and evolving as a leader as well. Make sure the lead magnets are useful. Can't tell you how many lead magnets I got that are pure. He's talking about my lead magnets, but it's okay. Next steps, you know, man, what? It's important. Next steps are important. Let's do it.
Yeah, I agree with Doc. They need to be something that you would want to download. It's not a high bar, because I want to make, I love what Doc is sharing, but I also want to balance it a little bit, because it shouldn't be a dissertation either, and I don't want you to put so much into it that you're like, oh man, the lead magnet's not ready, so now I can't put out the video.
Come on.
That should not be the case.
Right.
That there's got to be a balancing that happens. The content is good. The content that answers the question. You know who it's for. It has a target audience in mind. But then what is that next step? What is that thing that somebody's going to want? What if you watch that video? What would you want as that next thing? And whatever that thing is, you can create that very quickly, very easily. And if it doesn't meet that criteria, then don't do it. Put out the video anyway, and just look for other opportunities to put a lead magnet out. But yeah, I agree.
Kirk, let's help some people.
Trash.
Let's help some people, because, you know, saying what it shouldn't be is important. Should not be trash. Okay,
it shouldn't be trash.
That.
That's right.
What could it be, and it not be such a hurdle for you, but it's still something meaningful to the other person? I'm gonna give you one, and then I'll give you a couple, and then I want you to think about it and what you would do. So I think checklists. All right, I made the content. Having a lead magnet that is a checklist based off of what the content would be. Make sure you do this, this, and this. Also, you can do steps. Steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I talked about the steps in the videos. Here's the lead magnet, and it's just the notes. It's basically a lead magnet could be the notes to the video. And the reason why I'm saying this, because yes, we don't want it to be trash, but what are the examples of what it can be? And it's something that is free. What is the lead magnet in the first place? Kirk has already explained to you that it is an opportunity to get people that engage with you into your ecosystem off platform. You want to dive deeper into that lead magnet, what it is, because I want people to know that it's not a huge hurdle to make it good.
No. And I think you hit the nail on the head. It's the notes. I mean, that could quite literally be it, because what you're doing is just compressing the time it's going to take for somebody to take to grasp the value in your video,
right,
and move forward with it. Right. That's all you're doing, is you're making it, you're collapsing that time. So somebody could watch the video, take their own notes, and move on. But for the person who watches the video, and maybe they're shopping, maybe they're with kids, maybe they're listening to it and they're like, man, that was good. And then you say at the end, yo, if you didn't have an opportunity to take notes, grab mine right here. It could be that simple. It could literally be that simple. But I'll also say this as well: a phenomenal lead magnet could be just a quick discovery call with you. That is
There you
of
go.
immense value, and you
Oh
can make
yeah.
that free. And
Oh
but
yeah.
every discovery call person, every person that signs up for your discovery call also automatically gets added to your mailing list. See, there's just so many different ways to do it, but you get to decide, and you could get to make it as valuable as you want it to be. I like to think of it as this as the gift is so good, it would be a no, it would be, you'd be an idiot not to accept it, right? And
Right.
if you could put it
Right.
in those terms, you're gonna win every single time. You put that person who's watching in the center and say, I want to serve you well, you're gonna win every time. You're gonna win every time. So yeah, no, I love that. And I hope that those are some tangible examples of how simple and unobtrusive it can be. It doesn't have to be a big, huge process. Yeah.
Just
What's
make
going
sure
on,
it's not
Generator
trash.
Podcast?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
make sure
thank
it's
you
not
for
trash.
coming through. And anytime somebody gives us great compliments, of course, we want to shout them out and put them up, right?
Love it.
Thank you for saying that. And for everybody that wants a discovery call with Doc Rock, I will have his personal cell phone number in the chat in just a minute, so you can call
Discovery
and
call
do
with
a
Doc
discovery
Rock.
call with him.
That should be a
Hey,
website.
hey,
Discovery with
listen,
Doc.
love you, Doc. Thank you for being in. And anybody, listen, as you chime in, this is a part of what we do. Not only can you do a chime in here in the chat, but if you want to be a part of this conversation and come on, ask your question or make your statement, we could do it through our Zoom, which absolutely love this integration. I said this before. I don't want to say it again. Like, this is a part of the stream show. I will
Love it.
put the link in our description. You come in, ask your question, make your statement, and hang out with Kirk and Strick. Why not,
Come
right?
on.
Hey, let's go to the next one because I do feel like
Absolutely.
we hit that one, man.
Yeah,
That felt good.
that's
Here you
good.
go. That was a good rep.
That was a good rep.
That
That
was
was a
a
good
good
rep. I
rep,
love it.
right?
Come
Oh
on.
man.
Content with purpose. Content with
Content
purpose is
with
that first
purpose.
one. Oh, I love
Consistency
it.
over perfection.
Consistency over perfection, man. Yeah.
Man.
Consistency over perfection.
So
Yeah,
so
man.
think about
Done,
this. Since I
done is
talked
better than
about
perfect, bro.
done is
Yeah, go
better than
ahead.
proof.
Go
We say
ahead.
this all the time. I
Yeah.
like to use the gym example all the time. I like to use the gym example all the time because if you're going
Mhm.
to the gym now, automatically, I was an athlete as a young guy, so I understand working out in the gym. And yes, you want as much of a perfect rep to hit whatever muscle group you're trying to hit. All right. So we're
Mhm.
not saying don't go after perfection. I'm not saying don't try to make the right rep. But if you come in every day, if you work out every week, like you're hitting those muscle groups, you're taking the time, you're doing all the right thing, guess what? At some point, you find a way, whether you get stronger and you're able to do that rep the right way, you're able to get a little lower, you're making sure if you're on the bench, you hit your chest and you come right back with it. All of those small things, because you're being consistent, the muscle has an opportunity to grow and you can get better. But when you try to be perfect, it can slow you down, right?
Yeah.
You know what perfection does? Perfection is like this. As I'm working out, I want to hit the perfect rep. And in order for me to do that, I have to use lighter weight. And think about this, Kirk. If I use
Yeah.
lighter weight, I can easily become embarrassed that the weight is too light for me.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm in there, perfect rep. I'm in there with some tens, and everybody is doing 300 pounds, and I look crazy. But I'm trying to get a perfect rep. So I'm doing something that I really could be putting more weight on, but because it got to be perfect for me, I am not actually growing because I'm
Mm.
using lighter weight. That being said, I would just want you to think about how being consistent and going into the gym on a regular basis will allow you to get to the perfection earlier. What the other thing we say, fail fast, fail early.
Yeah. Fail often. Love it. Yeah, no. So I love this. These are words to live by: consistency over perfection. Consistency trumps talent. Consistency, yeah, consistency, man. It's just, yeah. There's so much that when you're consistent, people can plug in. When you're consistent, people can rely on you, right? They can actually trust you to show up. When you're consistent, I mean, I can't tell you how many podcasts I worked with over the pandemic that blew up. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of downloads and rapid growth, all this good stuff, but they weren't able to maintain consistency when outside was open again.
That's
They
right.
they were they were a product of their current scenario and environment. Because it was convenient for that moment, they were able to be consistent. But as soon as went back to normal, as it were, they weren't able to be consistent anymore. Simple sells, as they say, but consistency, man. There's just some times where it's like, I feel like AI has completely given us a gift where you don't have to do the ridiculous edits anymore.
That's right.
You don't have to do the razzle dazzle. You don't have the stuff throwing in and out of the screen. You don't have to do the pulling. You can record a video as long as the audio is good and people can see you and see your expressions. Maybe if you have some visual aid, some slides like what Strick has been bringing up every now and again for these, that again lowers the bar for entry,
That's right.
and that's a recipe for being consistent. If I can just do this, and that means I can be consistent, then to just do that. And to me, that's the big thing. Yeah, done is better than perfect every single time. I think with that weight analogy, I would flip it around, Strick. I would say,
Come on,
listen,
Kirk.
if the tens allow you to be consistent, forget about what everybody else says, or if they think you're weak, you're consistent. Because listen, throwing up 300s once and never coming back to the gym doesn't help you. You'll be sore. The soreness will go away, and you will never go back to the gym because that wasn't something that you want to repeat.
That's right.
Consistency sometimes requires us to take a look at things from a very different lens. I can't look through Strick's lens because what makes him consistent might be different from what makes me consistent.
My
So,
motive, my idea behind what
it,
I'm doing, right? It's going to be different.
boom,
So if I
absolutely.
go into the gym, I may be, hey man, I'm trying to get my shoulders bigger.
There you go.
That's my motive, right?
You might be in there working legs, and I'm trying to get my abs right, and
I
so it's
need to
like,
work
oh,
my legs, brother. I need to do legs day. That's for sure.
we need to listen. 2026, we need to both get in the gym. That's
I
that's what it
know it,
boils down
man.
to. Oh my
So,
goodness.
let me do this. First of all, I do have somebody that is in the comments saying they've never used Ecamm. So I'm curious to learn how it works. And you're actually seeing Ecamm live right now in what we're doing. How I have the whole scene set up here with the names, how I'm able to switch between scenes, actually put up comments. All of those things is how Ecamm Live works. And you're actually going to see me. I was going to do behind the scenes. But since you're watching, guess what? I'm going to do it right in front of you on the screen. I'm going to actually do some switching around here so you can see how quick Ecamm works. I'm going to add in our guy, Doc Rock, to what we're doing today. And, maybe not just Doc Rock. Let me put Kirk in here, too. I didn't
Hey, let's
have him
go.
on. There he is. And then I also have my guy, Doc, hanging out with us. There he
Oh, Doc hit
is
the link.
right
Let's
there.
go.
Doc hit the
Oh,
link. He is hanging out with us today. And man, Doc, Happy New Year to you, sir. I was actually on
What
your
it do?
stream. It was just Saturday. I had a chance
Yeah.
to check you out on Saturday. And I don't know, I'm just one of those guys that, I'm a Doc Rock follower, man. Like,
What
I've
it
been with
do?
Doc
Happy New
since
Year, people.
2019.
Yeah, yeah.
2019,
Like we,
bro.
we we came to Ecamm probably within like 2-3 days of each other. Been hanging out ever since.
Yeah,
That
bro.
That is so true. So let me do this because it's not often, you get people like this young lady. They'll actually come on and actually say something. But when she does, I want to be
Oh
sure
yeah.
that we get it.
Hey, listen, I saw that comment. I was like,
I
oh,
want to be sure that we get it
we
because
get that
it's
comment in,
something to be
man.
said right here. If you're waiting to post perfect content, you never post enough because we're not perfect beings making perfect content. We're imperfect humans who should create in our truth to reach people consistently. That is
So
so
good.
true. Thank you for
So
saying
good.
that.
I don't care what nobody say. Y'all listen to Miss Kim because she is
Come
Yeah,
on.
brilliant.
Come
Killer
she's
on.
brilliant.
musician. She got mad style finesse. The only thing I would say she has problem with is tasting men. But
Man.
other than that, she's off the chain. Hi sis, how you doing? Happy New Year.
Happy
Let
New
me
Year.
listen. That is so
The
perfect.
incomparable Kim Scott. Love it.
Yeah, man. And if you don't know who she is, go ahead and search Kim Scott music. You'll find out really quick.
Yeah.
So I got a couple things going on, but I got to do
No.
uh,
Well, let me
Tech
say this as
Troublemaker.
well. Oh yeah. Tech
Go ahead.
Troublemaker touched it as well. But there's the I think perfect is a misnomer. I think perfect also can be quantified differently from person to person. I think the next best piece of content for me to put out isn't going to be something that's quote unquote perfect. It's just the next best thing for me to put out. And I also think that because we're making content for imperfect humans, there isn't a need for it to be perfect.
That's right.
I got a chance to chat with a coaching client, and I was talking to him about the fact that he has this very particular why, a person of avatar that he's really wanting to speak to. And I said to him, okay, so if you're that person, which he is, it's like earlier version of himself, and you needed that content, what would you be looking for? Would you be looking for to have the perfect background music and the slow pull in and the zoom, the panning shot that goes across? You looking for all that stuff? He's like, nah, I wouldn't care if it was shot on a phone in a car, as long as I could hear what they're saying and they're going to give me the value. I was like, all right, well, then you have your metric. Then you know what your quote unquote perfect is. And that freed him up to be able to actually put out that next piece of content. And that next piece of content had impact. And it not only had impact on the person who watched it, it had impact on him. And so now he's been able to kind of find his rhythm and he's putting out content on a more consistent basis. I just feel like it's not the definition, the term perfect also can be, situational from person to person.
So let me put you on a couple of things
Come
real
on,
quick.
Doc. Help us out, brother.
All right. First of all, there is a famous, and I'm sure people have heard it. Maybe they haven't really grokked it 100%, but there's a Japanese concept called wabi sabi, and wabi sabi
That's a
basically
sauce, right?
means no, that's wasabi, and
Okay.
that's actually a root. It's a mustard root, just like mustard greens. It's the bottom. Wabi sabi is like the beauty is in the imperfection. The beauty is in the impermanence, right? Because if life was
Mm,
permanent, you would never do anything because you don't have
no,
an end,
no.
right? So the beauty lives in the imperfection. It lives in the impermanence. It lives in the incompleteness. So in that particular case, a chasen or a cracked tea bowl isn't flawed because of the cracks. It's beautiful because of the cracks. Because the cracks tell you that there's stories behind that. There's wares, there's age, there's stories behind how that happened, right? So Strick and Kurt and I are sitting together. We're enjoying the matcha, and because it's from my farm, I crafted it. I'm serving my boys, and then Strick accidentally bumps the bowl on the table, and it cracks. The bowl ain't broken. He broke it during the time of three deep friends having good conversation. There's a story
Conversation.
behind it, there's a history. And then
That's
maybe he
gold.
came up with the idea that is going to be, say Kim's next album, and that next album wins her a triple platinum. So the bowl ain't cracked, dog. That bowl had to get cracked in order for Kim to get a triple platinum. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
This
like
is it
y'all
right
y'all
here.
y'all are tripping on this idea of perfection like it's the end all be all. And you know what's the junkest part of the journey? When you get all the way to the end, because then it's over. I'm gonna tell you the part of Japan that killed me the most was January 3rd when I got back in the plane to come back this way.
The
You know what I
end.
mean?
Yeah.
The live up to the trip was fun. The trip itself was fun. The minute I put my passport in the scanner and be like, all right, y'all, I'm out. I was like, like there's
Oh
tears involved,
man.
right? So the thing about that is if you follow some of these concepts, and another one that's really deep is what's called Kaizen. And Kaizen is this continuing incremental improvement rather
Love it.
than waiting for something to be perfect. You ship it where it is and you realize that you can keep making it better because progress over perfection, it sort of allows you to grow. So like, Kaizen famously spread around the world from, the thoughts of the Toyota and as they were building Mr. Toyota, as they were building the company, his philosophy around, we do want to get to this perfect vehicle, but you got to ship vehicles in the way.
Yeah.
So the 2026 Tacoma is different from the 2025 Tacoma. And what
Hmm.
they did was made improvements. But
Right.
There you
imagine if
go.
they never built the first Tacoma because they was trying to make the perfect Tacoma.
Yeah.
Nothing you
That's
have
it.
on your desk is perfect. The reason why you looking at an M4 MacBook Pro is because the M MacBook Pro wasn't perfect, but they
There it
sold you
is.
about 50, 11 million of them. I mean, like y'all are tripping. Nobody in business does perfect. Not a single soul. So what makes you think you gonna do better than Oprah or
Right.
Apple
Come on.
or
Come
Toyota?
on.
I don't know who you
Come
think you
on.
is, dog, but you ain't that.
Come on.
So I
I
just want to
love
let
it.
you know. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying that to
Help.
snap you out of it because
Uh-huh.
speaking
Yeah.
nice to you is not working.
But see, and
And
I
I've
love
said
I
this
love
over
this.
and real
No,
last
no,
word.
no.
I
Go
say
ahead.
this
Go ahead.
over and over again. The concept that we ran around in like 1919, I'm sorry, 2019 through like 2020 is like, oh dog, you be you, girl, you be you. Yo, if you being you ain't worked for the last 42 years, why still being you gonna be it? Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. We're not telling you to be somebody different, but maybe it's time to take a better look at the you tell yourself you being safely.
Wow.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
you that you're being safely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're accounting for comfort. You're accounting for stagnant. You're accounting for not pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and actually growing. This is what happens, and this is why I love coaching. And in particular, I love group coaching because there's something that happens when you put people together. I'm actually finishing up a pilot group, and we meet on Fridays. And let me tell you, the main thing that people are going to miss. I was hoping that it was, going to be my coaching. But what they are really going to miss the most about the fact that the pilot group is coming to a close is that Friday call where they get to be in community with one another. There's a reason why I
With each
love
other.
live content. I think that live content is the best kind of content. It beats everything else out. I mean, literally, you can get every other form of content from live. You can't get live from any of the other forms of content. It's the top of the content pyramid. Uh, uh, Community is what live content is all about. Community is where you know the comfort zone goes to die because you can't if I'm here with Strick and I'm here with Doc and they're both pushing themselves more, they're pushing themselves for greater. That's gonna rub off. I'm gonna
Right.
be looking around and being like, well, man, I've been doing it like this for years and it's not really netting me anything. I'm seeing what's happening with, and he's trying something new. She's doing something different. I'm gonna actually come out of my comfort zone and do it as well. And to that whole concept of perfect, I think point number 3 is a great segue here, Strick, because community and live content is one of the ways that you can get over that perfection hurdle. Like this live stream is is the antithesis of quote unquote perfect, but it is exactly what we need. We pause, we look at the comments, we are responding to questions. We had to
Yeah.
jig up the screen to bring Doc in because it's live. It's happening right here. Everybody's engaged, right? This is what, in my opinion, that whole FOMO thing kicks in. It's like I can't really leave because I'm actually having impact in the overall outcome of this conversation.
That's
I'm a
right.
part of this. And so live content, man, community definitely before virality. I don't know, what y'all want to throw in on that one, but
So
that
so
just kind of came to mind as we were talking about it, Strick.
I'm gonna go to step number 3. You were right on it. As we have 5 focuses, we have been stuck on this perfection, and I can't really. I want to say something about perfection, but I can't go to step number 3 because we have so many people watching, and I only
Oh
have
yeah.
4 likes.
Ooh.
So I'm stuck with maybe we're not landing the plane like on these topics, on these
maybe
points.
it's not coming
Maybe
through.
it's not
Yeah.
sticking. So
Yeah.
I can't do 3 until I at least get 3 more likes. Get up
Come
to
on, let's
7
get them
likes.
likes up. Let's
That
get them
being
likes.
said, I think that sometimes people get stuck with perfection because there's something inside of them, like they know they're not perfect, but they have some type of complex. So the stuff that they produce, here's a great example. All the young ladies that are posting all of these AI pictures of themselves, letting people like them and say you look good, and they know that it's an AI generated photo, it's not them. That's what they want to look like, and they aspire to look like, but that's not them. It's no different than the Instagram filters that they wear, and then
My
you
God.
meet one of them in person. You like, Jesus, you had to call on the Lord because that's not what I've been seeing.
You
You know,
yo,
you
to
gotta be
say thank
yourself,
you.
right? The imperfections tell me who you are, and being able to understand who you are as a person. It's kind of like some of the best speakers in the world actually have vocal issues, lisp, and diction problems. Think about it. Some of the best speakers have vocal issues, they have lisp when they talk, or bad diction. You know what all of
Wow.
those things
Q-Tip,
add to?
Method, Biggie, all have lists,
All of them.
right?
Mhm.
I mean, there's a bigger list, but I mean, the biggest in the industry, Q-Tip, Method Man, Biggie, they are live from Bedford Stuyvesant, the livest one
Come on.
representing DK to the fullest.
There you
Mike
go.
Tyson, best
Yeah.
fighter the world
Mike
has
Tyson.
ever seen. Live.
Lisp.
Seriously, man, I'm from Catskills, and I wanted to let y'all know if you step into the ring, I'm gonna take you out in the 5th round. Like, I mean, like, bruh, like nobody. Would you imagine if Mike Tyson never stepped in the ring because he was afraid he had to do an interview?
Oh
Could you
my
imagine what a
word.
steal of the world that would have been for us?
And his
Now we all know
interviews
he
were
went crazy and he
terrible,
lost his
and his
lunch, but
voice
yo,
was
we
terrible.
had fun, right?
Yeah.
Hold
We
it
want
back.
him to
I mean, the
fight
tiniest little voice on the biggest dude.
on the biggest
But
dude.
we loved Mike, bro. We loved Mike because he was more like us.
Yeah. He's so relatable, man. So relatable.
I think
Yo.
all of that is true. I just wanted to say it, and we hit 7 likes. I do appreciate that, but I don't know in this time frame that we gave you as we're talking about perfection that we didn't get to 8. So I'm still worried about what you guys are doing over there. Let me know this is hitting home with a like by hitting the like button. And Doc is he's on the show and actually adding commentary
He is.
to the
Love it.
to the chat. So tell us what you were saying there, Doc, and then we'll roll on to number 3 because I got 8 likes.
So Pat Flynn, a dear friend of the Ecamm fam, he's doing a challenge starting tomorrow, and it's the 30dayvideos.com. You can go there and jump in, and he's basically getting everybody to publish 30 shorts, unedited as much as possible, 30 straight up, put them on Instagram and YouTube just to help you get into that swing because momentum is big deal. I think a lot of people don't realize that once you get started, it's hard to stop. But starting, can be a little bit challenging. Or even if you've been going and you feel a little stuck, give yourself the freedom to make a bunch of imperfect content by doing shorts because shorts never have to be perfect. Like, that's the worst place you can spend perfection time is in on shorts because it's only going to be 30 seconds to a minute anyway. So yeah. Pat is trying to get, a bunch of people in. I had dinner with him on Friday, and then he said right now there's about 7,000 people in the group, so you ain't going to be by yourself. I know that me, Katie, Caleb, Jill, we're all doing it. So, like, if you want to jump in, we want the Ecamm fan to represent because, we like to show up in other people's party. With like matching fits and start doing dance routines on the floor. So funny. I want the Ecamm fam to jump in. So go check out 30videos.com and get in there.
I love that. Thanks for sharing that, Doc. Thanks for sharing that. And Jeremy,
Right.
I know you're in the Zoom, but every time I have you coming on, I am getting some snow or some sound
That's
coming
Seattle,
through.
dude. It's snowing.
Yeah.
So you can't hear me right now? Or
No,
We
it's
can
not coming
hear
through
you,
that
but
mic.
there is a cycle hum, like a 50 cycle hum. This is over the whole thing.
Let's go. No, this is great. Thank you for sharing this 30videos.com. Yeah, that's good. Thank you for that. I'm definitely going to check that out. I'm going to talk to my community about it as well. That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's a
let's
good
go.
way to get started because you kind of, his thing is you're gonna get real momentum. The best way to develop confidence on camera or whatever is to actually be on camera.
You got to
Like I
do it.
always
Real.
say, people get mad. I know I be
Yo,
hurting people's business when I'm saying if somebody's selling you a course on how to get confident on camera, you kind of spending money for nothing because really the only way to get better on camera is to do it. The reason why Strick and I can just show up and talk forever is because we had many years of being on the radio talking forever. But I guarantee you that first shift was like, you're
uh,
listening to KIFM. It sounded
Ridiculous.
really dumb, bro. Trust
It
me.
was
I wish I
ridiculous.
had my tape from like my first show. Y'all be like, damn, that dude was on the DJ for like on the radio
yeah.
for like 20 years. What the
Listen,
hell was that?
same
You
thing,
know,
same thing. My
I got
program
to throw
director
this in.
came in. Go ahead, Kirk.
No. You guys are having.
My program
I
director came
Go
in
ahead.
and said, what are you doing? I thought I was killing it. She's like, yeah, don't do that anymore.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Now, what I was gonna say, Strick, is without even seeing the notes, your boy Doc is on point number 4.
Is he? Do you want to
Yep.
skip 3 to go to 4?
No. I think we go through all of them. I'm just saying that number 4 is on camera confidence.
I got
Kurt,
you.
you got a tape of your first sermon, dog?
I do, and it's terrible.
I need to see it. We don't got to show it to the public, but you got to send it to your man. I just want to laugh at you because we family.
I will. Listen, you know what's wild? My family and I go back to my first live streams and we laugh and we cackle. We look at that thing and we're like, this is so terrible.
Wow.
But I think that it's character building to recognize like everybody's gonna have
100%.
that first terrible thing.
You
That
gotta
first time
have
at
it.
bat. Yeah.
You
Where
gotta have it.
this like your physical first time holding the bat and they pitch it, or you have it on the little tee up thing, right? They have the little ball and then you put the ball on top and you just swing at it. And you, instead of hitting the ball, the bat flies off to third base. Like that happens to everyone. That stuff happens to everyone. And it's character building.
Yeah.
And we do a disservice to the current generation, in my opinion, by trying to save them from those kinds of experiences. I feel like my son just got his driver's license on December 31st. Like he's actually driving now. He's good, but he's gonna have some interesting experiences. It's gotta happen. It's just gotta happen. So.
And we're just hoping the experiences that he has, even the mistakes he made, don't crash the car. We get some. You can probably
Don't
take
crash
some bumps, but
Whatever
just don't
you
crash
do,
it. Don't total the
crash
car
it.
and don't
Oh,
hurt
my
yourself or
word.
anybody else, right? So I got a shout out to Deluxe Exchange hanging out with us. And this may be the first time I've seen you on the stream show, so thank you for coming through. The first video I ever did was absolute worst, and I'm telling you, that's the way it
happens
goes.
to the best of us.
Kathy Walker, Principal Walker, saying, "Hey, I'm still trying to make my first horrible videos. Like, listen, keep making them bad. Like, why would you even say that? But it's the truth."
I have a question for Kathy. Why are you trying?
Okay.
I mean, like, I don't want to Yoda you, but why are you trying? Because I'm gonna be exactly a-hole about this. My phone is in my pocket. Okay, this is how you make video number 1. Turn the camera on, and be like video, and then be like boom.
Yeah, Brody.
Hey y'all, today is one of those days where I'm gonna sit out here and I'm gonna make some content. Now I'm putting together my list of the next 30 videos I'm gonna make for this 30-day challenge coming up. But I'm curious, what would you like to see me make in those 30 videos? I got some ideas, but I want to hear from you before I commit. And you know what? I need them by tomorrow because, the 30-day challenge starts tomorrow. Now, if you're curious about starting the 30-day challenge, go to 30videos.com. That is 30videos.com and jump in on this 30-day short video challenge. And tell my man Pat Flynn I sent you. Let's go. Holla back. All right, I'm going to upload that video right now because that's how you try to make a video. Like, what are we trying? I mean, I just did it. Like, I legit just did it. And there's no script, no lighting, no tripod. I used a hand pod. And I'm going to publish it right now just so you know I ain't playing. I'm like, what are we trying? I'm
I'm gonna
good.
I'm gonna
I
comment
don't
on
mean
that
to be.
video. You go ahead and publish that joint. You put it on IG
Hey,
or where you putting that?
I'm
Where
gonna
you putting
send it
that?
to both because I could do that while we doing
Bet,
this. I mean, like the idea
bet.
of trying to me, you in the car, clip that joint to your thing, and then press it on while you're driving, and then stop, and then when you park the car, publish it. That's it. Like stop thinking about it.
I'm not gonna
Oh
I
tell
my
didn't
you
even
how
have
gosh.
the
to.
idea. I started talking and I finished the idea in my head while I was doing it.
Hey, listen,
I'm look.
listen,
I saw this
listen.
comment as well. Oh my
Yeah,
word.
man. Let's see
Doc
it.
gonna get
Let's
me
see
in
it.
trouble. He gonna get me in trouble out here.
sorry, sorry.
I
Thank you,
listen.
KB.
The only reason why I it's not even embarrassment because I love a good laugh, but the only reason why I don't want to show that first sermon because it is it is scripturally incorrect.
Oh my God.
Oh,
This-
that's good
it's
though.
Not
I
only
know
is
it's
it
good.
bad, it's
I'm just saying
incorrect.
it's just like guys, I don't listen. You don't want this. You don't want this. But
I got you.
listen, if there's enough groundswell for sure. But I will say this, man. Yeah, nah, man. On camera confidence, presence, man. Listen, what strict what Doc just did a
We're
second ago is
moving, Kirk.
masterclass.
Let me just get there. Let me just get there. So
Oh,
we're
my
gonna come
bad, my
back to
bad,
this
my
one.
bad.
We're gonna come back to this one. This is for on camera presence. Look, I feel better that I at least got the slide up. On camera
All right, well,
is where we're
well,
at right now.
I just feel like what Doc did a second ago is a masterclass. You play from several different handles, and I think that most people creators feel like they must play from the expert handle. I must be the expert. No, you're holding space for the answer to be found. You don't necessarily have to have the answer. That's where authenticity comes in. Like what Doc did in that video is like, yo, I'm gonna take this challenge, but I don't even know what I'm gonna do for these 30 videos. So you guys tell me what the sound what the video should be
Actually,
about. And
Kathy had
then
a good one for me too. And yes, because I asked the question yesterday, and she actually had a good well, you like not example. What's the word I'm looking for? A good idea. So I'm saying,
you're
like,
right.
even that, like you came up with the idea for me. How about you get the idea for you? Just go.
Listen,
I'm not
She
saying-
said she
I
was
just feel
trying, Doc. You just didn't like the word trying.
No,
but
I
I
don't,
will say
because
this.
trying. Yeah, you're right.
No, my simple point is this. You just authenticity is part of the brand. When if you on camera confidence, on camera presence comes from knowing who you are and what you bring. It isn't about knowing everything. It's about just being comfortable in your own skin. And
Tell me your
so
way, Jeremy.
whatever it takes,
All right.
whatever it takes for you to be able to be comfortable in your own skin, I say do that. Man. Let me shut up. But yeah, on camera presence, critical piece of being focused in with your content in 2026 for sure.
Jeremy,
I
I'm
just
sorry.
realized something
It took me a
funny,
minute to
Kurt.
come your way, but we're glad you're hanging out with us, man.
That's okay. I had to
Good to
get
see
in
you,
because
Jay.
Doc was on, so to give him some Happy New Year's.
Hey, listen. The funniest thing about the challenge, Kurt, was I was talking about Wabi Sabi and like Kodawari and stuff earlier. Kat's idea for me was do 30 days on Japanese principles for creators. I just
I
remembered
saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gold.
So it's even more funny because she gave me the idea and I accidentally did it in this stream without even thinking about it.
Wow.
Yo, that's gold.
Hey, here we go. Marianne, let me get this out of everybody's way. Perfect spot
You're good,
right
man.
here.
Right there.
All right, my first live stream had audio feedback. I didn't know how to fix. Cut the live stream, but went back right after. Listen, sometimes that happens in a live stream, right? We have T-shirts for Ecamm that says "Live Happens," and to be able to get back in there is a really, really big deal, and that's how you do it. I will tell you this: what Doc just did with that video, guys, that he did. Live here
Live.
is a lot of reps in the gym.
That's it.
Okay, a lot of reps in the gym. Like part of our job as DJs, we were given a script to be able to read. I don't care if it was a car lot, if it was a show or a concert, some celebrities coming to town. You got 30, 60 seconds to be able to read this script. You got to do it online. You got to do it live. Sometimes it's live. They just gave it to us. They just sold it We need it on as soon as possible. You are the DJ that is live at that point. Read this in the next break. I need you to have this ready to read it in between the songs. You got to go
Thanks.
do it. So how do you, when you don't have that type of experience, how do you get it? I think it's simple.
You can't get the experience without doing it.
You
It's just
gotta
like
do
a
it.
job. You know, like I need
Yeah.
you to have 13 years experience as a manager before you take this job. Well, the only way to get that experience is to get that experience. So like you got to take the job that's not management so you can get to the point where you become a manager so then you can get the 13 years of experience.
It's so good.
And a lot of people see that as a whole, but is what it is, bro. Trust me, they did not let TB12 step on a thing and just start throwing footballs.
Wow.
He was the third string at Michigan, dog. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Yeah.
Brian Greasy,
Yeah.
Bob
Yeah.
Greasy's son, was the lead quarterback, not Tom Brady. Tom Brady was third string at Michigan. I know
That's
because
right.
Notre Dame defeated them every time we played them.
Wow.
Tom
Hey, sometimes it's
Brady.
easier for Kathy Walker here, Principal Walker, to see the road for someone else than herself. Okay.
That's
so,
true. I think everybody has that. She's right about that.
She's
So-
right.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
So how do
Yeah.
you handle something like that, right?
You need a coach.
Kurt, you've
No, that's
already
perfect.
said it,
Yeah.
right? Kurt, a coach, a
100%.
community, having
Community.
a group of
Yep.
people that
Community
can
is
help.
good too. Yep.
Listen, having somebody like a doc that'll tell you, yeah, I don't like the word trying, just do it. You know, those things go a long way. And case in point, that's what the Ecamm family is all about. Yes, on the Ecamm YouTube channel, right? There are tons of videos that are on how to use Ecamm. We did have somebody come on today. Hey, I want to know how to use it, right? Today's show is about 5 things that we're going to focus on for you as content creators. It's a mindset show that goes along the content creating process that you use Ecamm to do. I'm just saying
Absolutely.
that, right? So this is what today's show is about, to kind of help. I know, like, how I started. The purpose of what we're doing today as content creation is more about mindset going into 2026. That's how
Absolutely.
we started. That's point number one. And, you
Mhm.
know, we can direct you to other videos that comes on. And we got the Facebook community page that you can say, hey, guys, what's step number one? And tons of people will jump on and kind of help you get into your content creation journey building with Ecamm Live, because it's just, you know, the best thing that you can use if you're live streaming or recording live to
Phenomenal
tape.
product.
All those things will work. So being on camera right now, whether it's live streaming, which of course Ecamm can do, or is live to tape, is going to separate you. The ability to do it well, not perfect, but well, is going to separate you this year, because you're going to be competing with a whole lot of AI junk. All right? It's going to be a ton of AI out there. If they can see you with your imperfections, who you are, doing your very best and messing up, it's going to separate you. Because listen,
Absolutely.
when AI messes up, AI gives you 6 fingers. That's not imperfect. I mean, that's not imperfection. That's wrong.
It's just
There's
wrong.
a couple people that have 6 fingers. But for the most cases, AI will not be consistent with a scene. AI, you know, misses things or changes voices, changes looks, all those kind of things that throws people off. You're going to have the same look. You're going to have, I
Yeah.
hope, 5 fingers or 1 hand. Like, that's going to be right for you. Like, you're going to, if you do this right, even your imperfections is not the same type of imperfections that you're going to see with AI. All right? AI is going to have everything kind of perfect, and then something, the wildest thing is going to be off. You know, dog walking backwards in the scene or something like that. Like, you're not going to have that in what you do, and I think it can connect with people. So I just wanted to add that for
Absolutely.
everybody.
No, that's good, man. It's good.
And we have tons of people in the comments. So Kurt, go ahead. Then I'm gonna get some comments here.
No, I was looking at Bravo's comment there. Live streaming is like a boxing match. Some people show up in hopes that you win, and others in hopes that you bomb. Either way, they all have to show up. And listen, there's still awe and reverence in the crowd of people who may even laugh when you bomb. There's still awe and reverence because you
Right.
actually got up there and did something.
Right.
They didn't have the faith to believe in themselves to do anything. The moment you put out that first video, you're already in a different category.
That's right.
Because you're in a category of people who can now review. You're in a category of people who can now tweak and innovate and get better. The people who are still planning and have been planning for years, decades.
That's right.
They're stuck in
They're
that,
still
in that
planning.
space. And that planning phase, I mean, the planning phase is not what I like. The phase I like is review. Review is where innovation happens. Review is where you get better. And I would say this as well when it comes on to the whole coaching thing, because I'm just such a proponent of coaching. I've every area of my life, I have a coach, and it has completely and drastically upended everything that I'm experiencing. If you are a high performing individual in any area of your life, listen, I don't care who they are. Your favorite person, the person that you revere, your favorite author, your favorite podcaster, your favorite public speaker, your favorite whatever, guaranteed they've got a coach.
That's
and
right.
maybe multiple. So we also need to kind of normalize that piece. I think what Kathy said is so profound. Sometimes it's easier for me to see the road for someone else than for myself. That's not just for you. That's all of us. Can't see the label from inside the bottle. That's the quintessential coaching term.
I heard you say
You're in
that
the bottle.
day. I thought that was so
nobody can see that. You can't see the label. How am I supposed to see I can't tell what's in me. So you need somebody to call out of you what we all know to be greatness, but sometimes we just can't see it for ourselves. And that's what has been a difference maker for me. I just wanted to kind of share that as well, man. Community coaching, that is a non-negotiable. If you intend to take it to another level in 2026, invest in yourself. Get on Doc's calendar, man.
Do it.
Pay the man some coin and allow him to yell at you. I'm just joking.
You'll find his personal mobile number in the chat. Call him up.
Yeah.
Listen, whatever it is.
The reason why I yell, Kurt, is because I give a crap.
Listen, I never want you to apologize. No, bro, yeah. I never want you to apologize for that. You're being you. I think you're being you. It's not necessarily my style, but there are times where I've had to look at somebody and be like, that's garbage. I just got to call you on your stuff. That's garbage. You're accepting too little from yourself.
You were there. The one that cracks me up the most, and Kurt kind of mentioned it a little bit ago, I'm sorry, Strick mentioned it a minute ago, and Kurt was in the room when it happened. Somebody was like, well, we was in a conversation. It was in a group kind of call. It was a after party for Kurt's stream, how it all works.
Oh, I remember this.
One of the people was going on and on about like they just didn't have the faith in themselves to do this. And they were like, well, I needed to be this way, and they're like, they wasn't trusting themselves. And me, being me, not trying to be an a-hole, I'm sure it came off that way, but I really didn't care. I'm like, so let me get this right. You stand in front of a church with like 500 people every weekend telling them to have faith in the sermons that you're giving. You're telling them to have faith in the book. You're telling them to have faith in the Lord. And you're telling them they are God's children. Now, I'm a heathen, and I'm going to tell you, you sound real foolish talking about you scared and you don't have faith in making a video, because those two conversations don't match, dog. So what you practice, what you preach? I mean, like, what we saying here? Right. And
so true.
I didn't mean it to be mean, but those are the facts. Like I'm gonna say it to all the people in the chat right now wearing the Christian badge talking about you scared of something. You sound real foolish to me, because you tell everybody else to have faith, and you can't even have faith in pressing the button and going live. That don't match to me. And I'm super ADD, and my pattern recognition, the patterns have to fit. If they don't fit, he must have quit. Like,
he must have
really
quit. One of my
really
favorites, brother.
Like,
oh my God.
You must have quit.
It's like half the stream that doesn't even get that reference right now. I mean, there's like seriously.
Showing our age.
But I mean, to me, the pattern has to make sense. And so you can't be in one voice. Just like I told somebody one, he was like, well, how do I get the software to put the filter on my face and whatever? And like, he's in his suit, and I go to his profile and it says he's a pastor. And I'm like, how about you go with what God gave you? Because to me, you also sound like you're just looking for the vanity filter. I'm sorry. Like, it just seems a little, the conversation don't match.
It
The
doesn't match.
conversation does not match. So if you're going to stand there and be the pastor and telling everybody this and that, then you can't tell everybody I also need a filter so that I can make myself feel more comfortable letting your
No,
vanity talk over your preaching that don't match to me.
no.
And maybe I need to go back to theological school to see how those two things go together, but nah.
Nah,
No, don't do it, Doc.
you did well.
Don't do it.
You did well. I
You're
just I
fine.
loved it. I love the community aspect of what happens here, because even this right here right now. I mean, there's 27 people on the live with us right now. Okay, and that number is fluctuating. It was over 30 just a second ago, but there's 20 something people on the live with us. 4 of us on screen. This is an organic moment. This wasn't planned.
Right.
I messaged Strick half hour before we went live. It was like, yo, what are we talking about tonight? That's basically all that happened. Doc jumps in, right? We got my guy Awesome he jumps in. This is exactly what it's all about, and the conversation will just continue to flow. But my whole thing with people who are trying to be focused on content in 2026 is you got to figure out what those areas are that is holding you back. If it's the tech stack, if it's friction, if it's camera confidence, if it's the plan, if it's not being focused, if it's not understanding who your target audience is and what your why is, whatever that thing is, write it down, and then write down what is your plan for getting over that hurdle.
Here we go.
And take action on it, baby. Take action. Go ahead, Doc.
First thing I want to do is say hello to Miss Jill. Thanks for coming through, Miss Jill. You are awesome, girl. You know what I'm saying? Good to see you. But in what we're talking about today, we do have a great comment. Doc already kind of responded to it, but I wanted us to kind of get an opportunity to answer this question. It's not fear, it's anxieties. All right? So making the content is not fear, it's anxieties. And I think that one of the comments, I'll start here because there's a bunch of ways that we can attack this, and I hopefully everybody will help go after this one for me. If you start from the comments that I had earlier, maybe you wasn't here, you have to start with the end in mind. All right? The content has to have a purpose. What's the purpose of the content? All right? What's the purpose of the content? Is it answering a question for somebody? Is it helping people, solving a problem? Is it really something that you feel called to? Now balance that with your anxiety. Is your anxiety higher than the call or purpose for your content? If it is, we got to find something that's more something that you're more passionate about, that it can override the anxiety. All right, anxiety.
You got to ask what is the root cause of the anxiety. Like what I mean, okay, so anxiety can come from a whole bunch of things.
I was going to say anxiety,
evolutionary factors, psychological factors. You got to ask yourself what is causing the anxiety. So if the anxiety is an intolerance of uncertainty, the only way to be more certain about anything is to do it.
Come on.
Right? Like when you was a little wee kid, you was scared to let go of the table because you knew let go of the table was going to make you fall. But then as your legs got stronger and your balance got better, you went to one hand and you would hold it with one hand and you would turn around.
Yep, then, for sure.
At one point in time, Kurt was sitting there across the room and nephew was holding the table. And Kurt had a dessert or a fruit or the baba, whatever. And then nephew said, that bottle means more to me than holding this table. I'm going to let go, and I'm going to try to step to Dada. And he got 2 steps, fell flat on his butt.
Fell flat on his face.
And if his head is anything the size of his daddy, he went head first, right? If he was more like his mama, he probably felt normal. But if he's like got his daddy, he went head first. You know what I'm saying? I seen nephew stretching.
Yeah, right?
But sooner or later, he developed that opportunity. I can let go of this table. I could throw the head back a little bit. And if I move the feet quicker, I can get to Dada in the bottle. So what happens is, and Strick said it, you just didn't hear the way Strick said it. So I'm going to say it different. If the motivation, being the bottle, is stronger than the anxiety, we push through.
Right.
I know the people that think that they're going to crash every day they get in the car, but they know they got to get to the JOB because 9 to 5 is how they pay the bills. Right? There are people who are still afraid to take. My other half does not like taking left turns. She just don't. She will go around the freaking block to avoid taking a left turn. which is funny to me because we have a Beamer. It can't get hit. Like, it's designed not to get hit. Like, it slams the brakes for you, but she just don't like it. So the motivation of getting to where you got to get faster, sometimes she'll take the left.
That's
But
right.
if she gives herself time, she will go around the block to avoid taking left turns. It's just one of those weird things. So if you know where your anxiety is coming from, and again, not to be facetious at all, if you really have the kind of anxiety that you're saying, then definitely talk to a therapist, because a therapist can help you find out what that root cause is. And 9 times out of 10, it's somebody that's not you told you you wasn't good enough way
Come
back
on.
in the day that
Come on.
put that anxiety on
That's
you.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so that
Yep.
perceived lack of control, that feeling of powerlessness over circumstances, right? Overestimating the threat is the number one cause of anxiety. You know what I mean? Like,
Overestimating the threat.
people who are afraid of roaches are overestimating the threat. A roach weighs not even a tenth of a gram. You stand there at 6 foot 250 and you scared of something that can't possibly hurt you. That is an
It is
overestimation of a threat.
my
But it's
favorite
also
kind of
can be
videos to watch, by the
psychological.
way.
No, but it can also be psychological because somebody in your family told you, like, you know, something was going to happen to you. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So when your parents use weird stuff like there's monsters under your bed to control your children, like, that will mess you up. My parents used the belt. There was never monsters under the bed. It was like, yo,
No,
I'm
it
gonna
was the
come here and
belt.
beat your hand pots. So
That's
that's
right.
why I'm not afraid of stuff, because my
Wow.
parents didn't use fear of fake things to control me. They used fear of them to control me.
That's true. That's
I
true.
love it. Miss
Jeremy, what do you
Jill's
think?
comment is powerful. Yeah, Jeremy, go ahead.
The doc's spot on. I mean, it's just that that's why I'm just kind of nodding my head, because he's saying exactly what I'm thinking. You know, at the end of the day, you just can't you can't really you can't overthink this stuff. You just kind of have to put your head down and just do it. And that's I think a lot of people just, they get hung up on, they press that, you know, the record button or go live, and they kind of freeze. And, you know, there's, if you just look at the way people post stuff, and you know, Doc was he was really good at was a lack of schooling me on, you know, things, you know, because I went a whole
I
log
like that.
into this. And you know, I realized very quickly that what was required was more about the content. It was not so much about, you know, the flashy lights or the cameras or any of that other stuff. It was about the content. And I, you know, to be fair, I thought Doc was, you know, I thought he was just kind of
A-hole.
trying
You can
to.
say it. I'm cool
I'm
with
just, no, I'm not going to say anything derogatory. Doc has been an incredible mentor through this entire process, and what he says, even if it hurts to hear it the first time, he's right. You know, and that's one of the things that I had to, you know, just kind of work through that process. We're all kind of roughly the same age, and so when you get to this point, you know, you kind of think, I got this. I know what I'm doing, and maybe you don't. You know,
Maybe you don't.
and just right. It just open up your mind a little bit, right?
Maybe you don't.
And
those are wise
you
words,
don't.
Jeremy. Good God. Maybe you don't. Like, I cannot tell you. I'm telling you, 2025 was a year where I painstakingly went after and sought out experiences and spaces where I could be,
right,
you know, sit in the hot seat, where people could comb over what I'm doing, where people could have input and give me feedback and critique. And it hurt. It did not feel good. It was not easy, but I grew more than I ever thought possible. And I'm just saying, that's what's on the other side of whatever it is that you are fearing, is a version of you that you've always known existed, but it's going to require you to get out of your comfort zone and do the work. You gotta do
100%. And the way things were done, the way it's like, I've always done it this way. Okay, you know what? Just throw that out of the window. We all have to accept we really do. We have to accept the fact that we're kind of leading this or I don't know, leading is kind of a strong word, but we're at the forefront of a lot of this newer technology and being seasoned citizens. Let's put it that way. But we have
like that. You're being very kind today.
We all have a little bit of salt and pepper action going on. So there's a bunch of you look at what's happening on YouTube, for instance. I don't know about your guys' YouTube feeds or like when you go to the For You page, but I would say 75% of my For You now is all shorts. It's
definitely
it is
moved
shorts.
it up. They definitely moved it up.
They have.
You can turn that off,
and
right?
so yeah, I know, I do. But I think it's a kind of a generational thing, right? I mean, this is we're in our TikTok age, and quick and concise is the way to go. But there's really no substitute for the experience that we have. We just have to map our experience to something that is going to work for the current way people consume things. That's all it is.
No,
I do want to point out something that Kurt said that I think is super valuable, and Jeremy also touched upon it, and that was like, well, I've always done it this way kind of thought. You know that there was at one point where all of us basically swam, and then some of us took the idea of going to the land and seeing if we could breathe. And then some of us kept doing that until we developed lungs. And then we realized we needed to ambulate, so we turned our fins into legs. Everything started out the way it used to be. We used to call each other on Sunday, and they not name them on a phone right now. We sitting here on the internet talking to Strick.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like when we was kids, every single one of us, we would have had to do this on the phone. And then your moms would be like, Jeremy, why you on the phone? I'm talking to Strick and Kirk and Doc. Y'all don't talk about nothing. Y'all just be sitting
That better
there
not be
breathing
long
on the
distance.
phone. If y'all holler back, right?
Nice and
Stop
weekends.
tangling up
Nice
the
and
cord.
weekends.
Like, right?
Wait till
Stop
after
tangling
7.
up the cord. See, you want to see Kirk is young. He on a cell phone. I'm talking about the long cat
long
tail.
cord.
Yeah, man, we're talking like corded phones. You got the
Corded
rotary
phone
phone that's
out the
go
church.
from the kitchen all the way to the room, and you close the door,
Right.
and the cord's kind of sandwiched in the door hinge. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
my word.
totally.
Or you step on the cord so you can close the door so you can be on the other side of it. But like for real, like at one point, in order to have this, and there was no way that Marion and freaking Jill, everyone was sitting around and Flo was listening to us. It was only us talking to us.
Right.
So it doesn't matter that you used to always be like that. Like this is different, bro. Give yourself permission to be like the number on the calendar changed to 26. So everything that used to be 25 ain't none of my business. You're allowed to let go. There's the one thing about temporal dates is you can just switch stuff off. You know what I'm saying? So it's a perfect excuse. Now, I'm always saying don't fall for temporal dates. If you miss January 1, dope. Start January 12th. The only difference between the 1 and 12 was 11 days. But just, make up your own temporal dates. But that's the good thing about temporal dates is you can just start over. You can just do something. If you got a birthday coming up or somebody else's birthday. I'm going to do this for Kurt's birthday because my birthday passed. Kurt's birthday is closer to mine, so that's no good.
If the way... to piggyback on what Doc's saying, look, man, if nobody's paying you to get something out on a particular deadline, do it on your own.
Do it on your own.
I mean, there's no reason, right? It's like just get it out when you're ready. I mean, you don't have to. We talk about just getting it out there, but at the same time, there's no pressure for you to do it whenever you do it. Just when you're ready to pull that trigger, when you're ready to hit that record button or go live, just do it. But I mean, you don't have to. You're not reporting to any kind of corporate execs or anything like that.
All right, so Jeremy, I want to add something to what you just said because we all say just do it. And I think when we do the just do it thing, we don't often give people a plan of what to do. So I'm gonna challenge the four of us to give people let's just come up with 10 topics that they can just run with regardless of echelon, regardless of focus, regardless of topic, regardless of whatever.
Love it.
And so one of my favorite ones to do is, listen, I just had a conversation with Jill. And when Jill and I were talking, she made me, I'm going to fess Jill. I told you not to snitch, but I'll snitch on myself. she made me realize something that I hadn't realized. So you could just be today I learned. Okay. And so we're making some changes in the back end of our team, right? And it's a little bit challenging to Jill and I because we're on the spectrum, right? We are ADHD type kids. We got the alphabet. And
If nobody's told you,
because of
Doc, you're
that,
definitely on the spectrum, sir.
oh, for sure. I know. Yeah, Mary Ann just said it. I was this old when I learned. I realized when I was staring at this new thing that we got to do, and it doesn't feel anything like the way Doc like it. Like it might as well have been a parade of broccoli. But that feeling that I had the second that I stared at this thing, and it was tweaking every one of my nerves. I now understand what it feels like when people open up Ecamm for the first time and they lost. Because that was the first time in a long time I looked at a piece of software with a hesitation, with the trepidation, with the like, I know I am smart, and this should not make me feel not smart. And it did. And then she was like, yeah, bitch, now you know how everybody else feel. I'm like, shut up, Jill. Get off the phone. I hang up on her after that. But, you could do one of those. Like today I learned
Okay,
what it feels like to
I'm
stare
glad
at
you
a
brought
piece
it back.
of software with no guts. You know what I mean?
That's-
I know what that feels like. But here's my
That's a
plan.
phenomenal
I'm
piece
going to
of
go in there
content.
every day this week,
It's a great
and I'm
piece
going to
of
spend
content.
15 minutes a day, every day this week, until I no longer have that feeling, because I don't like that feeling, right? But rather than running away from it, I run into it. Right, just like Soa said in the chat, right? He said, we run into it headlong, right? That's a soldier mentality. So when I'm afraid of something, I run at it. I don't run away from it. And it wasn't really an afraid. It was a level of uncomfortability that I am not accustomed to. But the only way to get accustomed to it is to do it.
I love it.
So
Neuro,
that's
neuro
my first
spicy creatives.
idea for you. Right. My first idea for you, regardless of your echelon, is today I learned, or something I recently learned. That is a good topic. You can normally squeeze 5, 6, 7, 8 videos out of that topic. Okay.
Okay. Let me do the next one because it's on top of my head. Or is that you, Kurt?
No,
You
go
ready?
for it. Go for it.
You go straight.
So he did Today I Learned, and I'm going to do This Is Why.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I
hey,
love it.
this is why I do ABCD. And you
I'm
explain.
gonna make the list so we can put it in the chat. Or
Yep.
actually, Jill,
Yep.
your hands are free. Can you please
Today
make a
I
list, sis?
learned this is why videos are great. This is why
This is
videos
why
are
I'm
great.
hot. Sorry, you know I turn everything into music, bro. This is why I'm hot.
We
hot
were
'cause
we
of
were
why
just
you
about
ain't
to be
'cause you
serious.
not.
No, just joking.
Right.
This is
All right.
this
Who's
is why-
next?
This is why. Okay, let me get myself together. Okay. There's a number. Okay, here's one. I didn't realize how much blank affected me until blank happened. You can fill in those two blanks. I didn't realize how much
Yo, I gotta write this one down because that's a good one for me for this 30
Come
days.
on.
blank
Come on. Hey, take it
affected
off.
me until blank happened. I didn't realize I didn't realize that when my dad would tap me on the shoulder as a kid with the big camcorder on his shoulder, right? And he would just do like this at the family reunion, and then we would record for like 2 hours, and I would interview Uncle John from England that was there, and my cousins and all these people for 2-3 hours. I would do this. I didn't realize how much that experience set me up to do live content
That's
today.
Awesome.
I didn't realize how much blank affected me until blank happened. So when live content became a thing, I realized like I had this whole arsenal of experience that I could bring to bear to this new medium of content. So I didn't realize how much blank affected me until blank happened. I'm just giving you examples from my own life, but I got a million of these.
Yeah, that's really good.
I like that one. These are good.
Yeah.
What you got, Jay? Come on. Look, he thinking.
I didn't know how much milk affected me. No, I'm just like,
He got that little lean because the leather sofa is hard to get it out.
Come on.
That's funny.
Doc
I'm
is something
sorry. It's
else.
just Sunday night, man. It's like my Friday, so I'm just gonna this. Yeah, I'm a little bit, as Jill put it, neurospicy right now. So
Yeah.
I don't really have anything tangible. I would say that I didn't really know, and this is going to sound petty, and maybe a little bit too personal, but I didn't realize how much people's comments affected me until I saw them for the first time on YouTube. And I had
That's a
to
great
learn,
video.
right?
It's a great video.
But I mean,
It's hella relatable.
Yeah, but I had to learn. I had to learn to filter that, so to speak. There's kind of a dirty secret about a lot of the YouTubers that are out there, and I don't know how much of you guys would fess up to this, but a lot of us are introverts, and we do go out on a limb to put ourselves out there and put our feelings out there, put our comments out there, put our opinions out there. And when people shoot back with relatively unfiltered comments, that's something that it can be a bit harsh, because you got these keyboard warriors in their mom's basements just saying whatever the hell they want to say. And yeah, it can, you put a lot of effort into something, and you have to learn how to let that roll off your back.
That's true.
And I guess I didn't realize that. I didn't realize how, because people told me, they said, you will get the comments. And, I was like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. But then when I got them, I was like, oh, wow, okay. So, one of the best people that I've seen let it roll off their back is Tom Buck. He just doesn't let people send, he'll say some, or he'll put out these great videos, and he lets his opinions just out there, and people will retort on their comments, and he will engage the positive comments, and he will just completely ignore the negative comments. So and he's a nice guy, so it's really hard to see people take it out on him, and I feel bad for him, But
that's part of it.
I mean, the internet can be it is part of it.
Well, Jeremy, let me say this, because I had to tell my wife this one time. Man, you haven't made it until you got a negative comment. That person is taking the time to look at the video. They've taken the time to then write commentary behind it. They have a thought. The most popular people in the world, okay, can be very polarizing. Okay, when I say the word polarizing, means you like them or you don't. So they're gonna have two audiences. Guess what? People that don't like them are still watching and listening.
Yep,
like they watch and listen.
There's no middle of the road response.
Yeah,
and that's just, you want.
So
you want
it's cool. Like you're actually winning. Like that should be exciting. To say, man, somebody actually gave me a negative comment. Like for somebody not to.
Well, yeah.
That's a good reframe.
It's
a great reframe, but I think, listen, if you can get there, if you can get there to the place where you can see it that way, that's a great place to be. But I just want to make sure we hold space for those. Like, real talk. Some of them comments will burn you up, man. They will burn you up, but I think it's also a component of the human condition. Because here's the truth, y'all. You could have 200 good comments. It's that one negative that's the one that we focus on. That's the one that we hone in on. That's the one that we, I don't know what it is. Like even if we're trying to go through like a product review on Amazon, we find the bad comment. It could be like 200 good ones. We find the bad comments.
Exactly. It's like, what did this person have to say? Why did they put a 1? And it's like, well, product didn't ship on time. It's like,
okay.
Yeah.
But you look for those. You do. Yeah. You look for them. I don't know why. I don't know if that. Yeah.
Yo, confession cam is a really good idea. I did.
Hold on. So we got a couple here. Let me go to this next screen.
Whoa.
So I can put all this up. You good?
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. I'm just typing them into the chat one at a time. So
and I'm actually trying to see if I can post this, copy and post, so we can put it up.
It's kind of big. You might want to chunk it into 3s or 5.
Oh my God, you are so right.
Yeah, because it's just kind of big.
Oh man.
My bad. I actually should have sent them to the chat one at a time, but I'm putting them in here one at a time. So nobody type in the chat for a second till I get finished.
Okay, that being said,
Okay.
let's go to the chat because I do have a few people in here that have responses that are really good that needs to be on our list, which is Marianne's is on the screen here. Did you know? I think that's a really cool one.
Oh yeah, DYKs are always good.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. And these, not only are these great videos to make, these are really good hooks, guys.
No, that's
Right,
phenomenal.
These are really good hooks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
so let me see where I am. So I think I missed a couple of them, and I forgot to shout somebody out. The Educated Natural. Hey, how are you doing? I don't know if you've been to the stream show before, so thank you for coming through and
She
being a
pop
part
up
of the
every
stream.
once
She
in a
pops
while.
up. Okay, that's what's
I like
up.
seeing her being here.
That's what's up. I just have to shout you out. All right. How do we? Where we at? So we got some laughters. Man, Billy, what are you saying? I want to wait for a minute. And you whole
Billy.
group by two. Yes, man. You shouldn't walk away, Billy. You just shouldn't walk away. I used to do this until. I like that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I used to do
I
live
used to do
stream
countdown
in
timers.
yeah countdowns exactly, and that was
Yeah,
right there.
That's true.
Yeah,
Those are perfect.
it
Well,
helps
it
people
depends on
recognize
any
that you're still
subject you're
growing.
talking
That's such a
about.
great point.
Right.
It's such a great
Thank you.
prompt. It helps people recognize that you're still growing. You're not a monolith. You're not set in stone. I used to teach this.
Right.
I don't teach that anymore because it actually is counter effective. So yeah,
And you know, Kurt,
yeah,
so to this build up, right? So me and Jeremy, Jill, we was all together in Seattle, whatever, right? And then we go out to dinner. And then when we got to dinner, you know what they always do, right? They come and they bring me the bread, and everybody was in the bread, and I'm just looking at it like, no, I can't, because in my quest to lose damn near 60 pounds, the one thing I had to do was stop eating bread first. You can have the bread, you don't have to eliminate it, but you got to put fiber in your body first.
Right.
So you got to have the salad first. And it's
Before
funny
you eat it.
because Jeremy knows in Asian culture, when you go to anywhere in dinner, whether it's China, Japan, Korea, like Southeast Asia, whatever, you get vegetables or pickled vegetables first because you put
First,
that in your
yep.
body first, and that helps block the glucose. You can put your protein
true.
second. You're going to give
true.
you the bread or the rice or whatever towards the end. Right, and if you put it at the
Ooh,
bottom, it's good because
cheat
the
code.
fiber's there to help you move it through, help you process it. And so, you know, the U.S. is like, don't eat carbs. You know, you're gonna die if you eat carbs. In the Asian culture, you put the vegetables in your body first, and then you put the carbs in, and that way the carbs go to work and come out. And that's why everybody over there is skinny and we all chunky. So you know what I mean? So like that's a prime example of I used to do. Man, I used to go to a restaurant, the bread be hot and warm,
Chunky
slap that
guy.
with a little bit of butter,
Chunky.
bro. You putting carbs and fat in before your body is ready to start digestion.
Real talk,
it's
man.
good.
Oh man, those Cheddar Bay
Texas
biscuits
Roadhouse.
from
Dude, Cheddar Bay
uh,
biscuits, bro, that's the worst.
from
Red
Red
got
Lobster.
the nastiest food in the planet, but them Cheddar Bay biscuits was worth going just for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, listen. I remember during the pandemic, and we were like almost every day .rock. Every day .rock. And we're on watching .rock talk about content creation. And every now and again, he'll throw in a practical application, just like he just did. Like that's
Yep.
gold.rock telling you, hey, you know, if you're having a sugar problem, just put all the carbs at the end and it'll help
Listen,
you. Like
that's
so
gold.
life principle right there. Y'all write that down. While we're trying to
Yep.
give you some great ideas, he threw in something that you can apply to your life outside of content creation and make you feel better. Classic Doc. I love that.
But it's practical application of
bit
what we're
of-
talking about, though. I think
Yeah.
it's a kind of meta because it's almost Inception, because he's giving you a practical example, because that could have been a video. What he just said right there, that could have been a video,
That's
or
really true.
Yeah.
you know, some of
And
the
I
other
think
pieces
about
that
it
we
to
talked
all
about.
of,
Those should be videos.
I think about it to all of our different echelons for people in the chat. So I look at like Marianne, right? She does her planning stuff. And I know for a fact when you say I used to do this until, I thank you, Matt, for the prompt. I used to get the new notebooks and I would open them and feel the pages and look at them, but then I wouldn't use them because they was pretty. And then now when I get a notebook, first thing I do is bend it so that it lay flat. Thanks to Hobonichi for making lay flat books. The second thing I do is get a pen and immediately write something in it. Because if you do not adulterate that page, you will sit there and stare at this pretty journal for a long time. You got to jack it up right away. Otherwise, you won't use it. And she
Yeah.
probably knows that. So that's a good content for her. You know what I mean? So every one of
Yeah.
you guys, if you say what your echelon is, we could probably tell you some of the good ideas that you could drop out for. I used to do this and tell. You know what
So
I mean?
let me
right.
give one last set of content pieces, because Doc has just kind of flooded the chat.
He
with
has. We're going to
prompts.
go through them too, so go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll just the prompts. I'm not going to do that anymore. But I would just say this for anybody: if you know what your niche is, now this is a big caveat. If you know what your niche is, if you know who your target audience is, if you know those two things, then you can break your content up, especially short form, into these 5 buckets: faith, family, finance, food, fitness. Faith, family, finance, food, fitness. Even if you are the person of faith, you just talk about that as you stack it onto your content area. So one of the people in my pilot program, she's a medical doctor. Actually, she is a medical doctor that actually works with doctors. But at any rate, she said to me, she was like, okay, how am I supposed to do something about fashion? I was like, oh, so you guys don't have fashion? Doctors don't have fashion? She's like, actually, yeah, we do. I was like, oh yeah, I know.
Mhm.
She's like, actually, it's way deeper than you probably. I said, that's what the rest of us don't know. That's why you should do content on that.
Yes.
She's like, yeah, but how is that going to appeal to doctors? Because it will make you real.
Come on.
It
It's
makes
relatable.
you relatable.
Yep.
It makes you on the cutting edge. Like what we talking about right now, like look at all the bread comments right now. Everybody's like, ooh, that bread. Ooh, that's real. So that's the food one.
Man,
Bro,
Faith,
Kurt, this
family,
is super funny.
finance, food,
dude,
fitness. Those
When
5
you
they
F's.
haven't
see a
had bread
medical
until they've had.
professional, and the medical professional does not have a Liberty branded stethoscope. You all seen it, the stethoscope with the big swirly L that looked like Laverne
I
and
have.
Shirley on the part they stick in
Yes.
your chest.
Mhm.
Yes.
If I see somebody that ain't got one of them, I don't trust them. Because they didn't
If you don't
have,
have
they did
that,
not spend the
are
money
you
to get a
real?
Liberty branded stethoscope. You know what I'm saying? So I know they got it, you know, or the ones that be wearing the colorful, the Crocs or the Danskins, you know, the slip-ons, right? So they got it. They got it. You
Billy,
know?
be good,
They got
please.
like special sweats and special scrubs.
Yeah,
100%.
they got it.
That's so
Listen,
funny.
No.
listen, I don't.
But I'm saying it's in every industry. It's in every area of expertise. It's everybody has those 5 areas, and those things make you relatable. You want to couch
Yeah.
a nugget of wisdom in something that's relatable. Faith, family, food, fitness, and finance. I'm telling you, it hits every single time. Those 5 F's.
I love it. Thank you for that, Kirk. Let's go through these real quick. I think we're going to wrap it up with this. I think we got through the 5.
We did.
Get through the 5. We didn't get through the 5. We didn't get through the 5.
Oh, we talked about the tech stack. We did.
Did we?
We did. We talked about simplifying.
Let me just simplify your tech stack, okay? Make what
Yeah,
you're doing
that's it.
simple.
Make it simple.
That's 5, okay? So let me go through it all, and then we'll get back to this. So number one thing, you want to be able to be sure that you create with purpose, that you have consistency over perfection, community before virality or going viral, and then on-camera confidence, presence, and then simplify your tech. Okay, so those are the 5, and let's go through these. What are we calling these things we're going through?
These are just like your guaranteed topics. Like if you put this list somewhere, if you copy this list or you write it down somewhere and you make up your own, you just pin it wherever you make videos. And when you ever don't have an idea, just throw a number up and then do it. Because you could do every person in here who is either a smeeze or a beginner on any subject can make a video about any subject using these 10 prompts.
Hey,
And they could be more.
Can
But
you
these are just, starters.
Can you talk about the Pat Flynn thing again so we can put this kind of in context?
Yes. So it's 30dayvideo.com. That's Pat's challenge, and he's putting it out there. I got it in my copy, my buffer. You got it out there, so you learn how to make some short form videos, and you learn how to just put out these next 30 videos, and it's https 30videos.com, and you can
Somebody
join
just
up,
said it.
and you literally. It starts tomorrow. You just create 30 videos in a row. And you post them on IG and YouTube as shorts. He don't want you to think about the other platforms right now. He wants you to just stick to these 2 so you can get in there and just get them done. And we're all doing it because Jill, she had to be a jerk and say we having a race to 100,000. So
Yo,
now
I'm
I gotta actually put work on growing my channel instead of just doing the stuff that I do. I gotta actually bust butt because Jill's slightly ahead of me.
That's what's up.
I'd say this.
I hate her.
Generator Podcast said it. This is a great lead magnet. This is
It
a
sure
great lead
is.
magnet.
A
These 10
100%.
prompts are a great lead magnet. We talked about that
I
earlier
actually have it. I
in
have it as
the
a lead
show.
magnet.
Okay, so wherever it's a lead magnet, give me that link because that's the cheat
Let me
code.
see if I can find it.
Because that way I don't have to write
I
out all of
posted
these
it.
things or pause the video, go back and pause the video and write these out. I can just go
You know what I'm
download it
doing?
from
I'm
Doc.
taking the long file that he has, I'm making a copy and then placing it in my notes.
The best thing you can do.
That's right.
Now, while you do that, I want to say this to my guy Soa 023. He said no fashion in the army. I disagree.
Same here. 'Cause when I was in the
Disagree.
army, we had the shiny boot people
Disagree.
versus the not shiny boot people. You had the crisp hat or the balled up hat. Like, yo, we definitely had. Even the fades, like the fades that
Bruh.
you could get away
Bruh.
with. And the amount of dudes, I was the medic. The amount of dudes that came to me to get a shaving profile so they can grow a little
Come
facial hair
on.
so they can be different. Yeah, we had fashion. It was
That's what I'm
limited, but we
saying.
had fashion.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nah,
the way
we
you
had-
blouse your boots, and like I was using little rubber things that had hooks on it, so that way you put it around your pants leg with the upside down, and so it folds over the boot, so you had like
How
that
you
boot
talking?
blouse versus the spiral tuck in. Yeah, we had it.
The boot blouse. Oh my gosh.
All right, so let's do this really quick for everybody because they'll be able to see it. And of course, it's already in the chat, so you'll see it there. But we're gonna run through these, and these are ideas for videos that you can do really quick. Let's not get stuck here with making videos. We understand that consistency is better than perfection. Let's get consistent. Well, how do I do that? Here's one. Confession cam. I need to admit something about, and then whatever the topic is. Doc, that's really cool. Okay, I think that's a
Yeah,
good one.
look, I'm afraid of this, or I learned I used to do this, or like I can't do this. All of that above.
The direct call out. If you're still doing this, please stop. Oh, that's a classic Doc Rock
Starting
one
with
right
"Hey
there.
everybody." That's the first one. If you're still saying "Hey everybody" and you're not talking to individuals in your video, stop. When I make a video for Marianne, I make a video for Kurt, I make a video for Strick, I make a video for Jeremy. I'm talking to one person. Everybody else is just being nosy and spying on the conversation.
The best way.
Did I start at the
Best
bottom?
way.
I think I started at the bottom.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, so yeah, it
that's
does.
cool.
So one thing I learned in radio, listen, we may have thousands and thousands of listeners, but you're only talking to one person. All right?
Yep.
Only talking to one person. The hot take, unpopular opinion in niche, bold statement. I like that. You know why? Is what I talked about earlier. Sometimes you're gonna have to get. I say this to myself because I'm not a polarizing person. Oh man, I can be so in the middle of the road. I just am. It's my personality. But sometimes you're gonna have to say something that either somebody likes or dislike.
Yeah.
All right, you got to generate an emotion is what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
All right, you have to generate
unpopular
an
opinion.
emotion.
You don't have to believe the hot take. You can share everybody else's hot take. If you want to, because this is Katie. Katie can't do that either. So I just tell her to share somebody else's hot take.
Yeah.
Right.
Listen, unpopular opinion.
I think
judge the
it's-
book by the cover.
Right.
They do.
Right.
There's actually no other way to
That's
judge the
probably
book.
that's
Billy
probably
is
one of the
fired.
hardest part about that. The hot take is you, like you were saying, Doc, you don't even have to believe it. You're just trying to stir up conversation about something. But there are some people that it's clear that they are just uncomfortable positing that whatever it is that hot take is because they don't really believe it, or they know that what they're doing is something that's just to provoke emotion. So if you're going to go in, just go in hot and just, you know what, just don't worry about it. Just say it. It's not, you're not going to be known as that guy that had a hot take on something. It's a flash in the pan, but it's a way to get views.
He's right.
It really is.
You just made me think of something, Jeremy. I was super hot take on, clipping the freaking mic to your finger or spoon or something to being an idiot. I hated it. But you know what I do now? I used to think this was dumb, but here's what I do now. I actually do clip it on my finger or hold them weirdly and stuff like that because it works. And I hate to admit it works, but it works. And the audio engineer in me can't stand it, but it works. So I do it.
Here's another one.
Yeah.
Doc, you've done this before
This-
too. Nobody in this niche wants to tell you this, but
Before,
Hey,
that's
man.
every day, dog.
yeah.
Where's
Oh, I just scratched my monitor with a mic. Oops.
Nope.
You don't wanna do that.
well,
Here's another one.
damn it, I had my DJI mic I was gonna pull out here, but I'm not gonna do it. Oh, whatever.
I like this one. I used to believe. This is another good one. Like, guys, if you're not taking notes, Doc said he has the lead magnet for all of these things, the notes for it all. So be ready to get that. If I could only tell you one thing about this topic, it would be this.
If I could only do one thing,
boy.
if I could only tell you one thing about content, it would be serve well. That's it.
Holla.
If I can only tell you one thing about content is to make it. Okay? Make the content. We work out the
Make it
details
until
later.
you make it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Make it until you make it.
Oh, man, I like this one. Somebody just asked me, man, listen, let me tell you this. Okay? One of the popular, Steve Harvey, one of the most popular radio show hosts for years, right? He had this segment called Strawberry Letters, all right, where one of his co-hosts would actually read this letter, and it would be a situation between couples, all right, or somebody struggling with something. It really centered around couples. And they made a scenario that Steve Harvey could then give his commentary to.
Yep.
Ain't nobody writing in Steve Harvey with those stories. They have a writer on staff that wrote those
Yeah, they do.
stories, guys.
Yeah, they do.
Oh yeah.
Okay? No,
Strick, do you
Yeah, they
notice on
do.
the radio they have those fake
Fiction.
skits like Men Are Slime
talk.
or Second
Yeah.
Date Update? Like I hate them because I know that they're fake,
right.
but the amount of people that believe that they real be crushing my soul.
I'm telling
Listen.
you. It
No,
is so funny.
But listen,
God.
listen, Doc. I think you said, was it Doc or Strick that said earlier? People are accepting compliments on the AI pictures that
Yeah,
they
I was
post.
talking about that. Yeah.
If people could do that, then yeah, those skits are people believe that those skits are real for sure, and they also believe that WWF is real. All right, let me leave it alone.
Hey, man, I don't know why, but in my TikTok feed, I'm getting nothing but Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes. Ric Flair versus Dusty Rhodes
snap.
videos. And it is so nostalgic to see those old videos on TikTok. But, whatever. That's just me. Public service announcement for anyone who, I like that one. That one.
This is a PSA. Yep.
Come on, somebody give me one really quick.
Here's a
Uh,
public service announcement. If you make content in any way, shape, or form, and you still out here dancing around, what if happens, and if I ever going to, you're going to miss the opportunity to enjoy the effects of the AI slop epidemic because people are looking for real people, which means now you can show up with your curlers in, and people will be about that life because you're a
will.
real person and not another AI bot.
yeah.
And if you can
That's
figure out how
that's
to
an
put
excellent
curlers in
point,
this
Doc. I
hair,
mean, it's-
you're a bad mofo.
we're going from, it seems like we're going from something that's like entirely produced. Well, when YouTube started, it was everybody in the garage, office, whatever, and then it slowly has ramped up in production, right, in production value with graphics and whatnot, and now you got AI, and we've talked about this. There's, as soon as you detect that video is AI, and this is getting harder and harder to do, but as soon as you detect it, man, I click off as fast as I clicked on that video.
Me too.
And I'm looking
immediately.
for real people, right?
Immediately.
I want that real connection. I don't want something narrated. And the first thing that gives it away when it's AI generated is a bad pronunciation on something. You know what it is. And you're just like, what, how could they even release this, or their stock video? That's all it is. That, people, the whole thing that made YouTube is the fact that there's this personal connection with the people that are watching your content. And if you're just pumping out crap that's AI generated, I mean, what are we here for?
Now, the thing that I
Absolutely.
wanted to say about this, because Kirk and I are supposed to do a whole show on this, because we're kind of like polar opposites when it comes to AI.
Yeah, we need.
We got to do a show on this because
We
both
do.
of us have
We do.
valid points. But my valid point to the AI thing is, guys, you've been watching AI for a very long time. Just haven't
Oh,
been
100%.
aware of it. So if
Yeah.
you watch any Tom Cruise movie in the last 10 years, guess what? You watched a lot of AI. The Top Gun movie he just put out, why in the world do you think Tom Cruise looked the same in both the movies that are almost 30 years apart? AI, brother. Okay? So
It's AI with CG, but okay,
what's the
I'll see
difference?
that point. But
It's the same
well,
thing.
there's a big difference because it still
This is why
requires artists to do that
I'm
stuff.
going to reserve comment until we have.
But that's
that
why we got to
episode,
do the
okay?
show, Kirk.
That's why we got to do it because I'm not a fan. I am not a fan.
Coming from somebody who has 30 years of CG experience, I take a lot of this to heart, and I do see a lot of when they decided to remaster the Star Wars movies, and they did an incredibly poor job of all of a sudden Jabba's this thing that Han Solo steps over, and it was just a guy that I don't know if you guys have seen the behind the scenes videos, but what they did to make that him jump or kind of walk over the tail of Jabba the Hutt, and it was literally just it was such a pathetic thing. And you think about that, you think about the AI content, and then you could say, well, okay, CG is a subset of AI, or AI is a subset of CG, depending upon how you position it. But regardless of what the point is, there's still the artistic component about it. And I'm a lot of the stuff I've seen, a lot of the AI stuff that I've seen, there's just it's gaining momentum rapidly, but I still think like you still have to have that artistic component to it, the color grading, the editing, those kinds of things. Maybe it'll come to pass where that you can have that all AI generated. Well, not maybe it will.
Jeremy,
It'll happen.
Hicksfield in their latest upgrade.
Oh boy,
allows you to pick the camera you want to use. That Airy Alexa, whatever that big camera is, the lens you want to use, the color grade that you want to have on it. It goes down the list. It goes down the list. I'm telling you. So he said no. So let me say this. I'm gonna say this now because we can go down this rabbit hole and go round and around on it.
Leave the rabbit hole alone.
Kirk, listen. The second Sunday in February. All right. Second Sunday in February. The first Sunday, we're celebrating 5 years of the stream show. The second Sunday, we're going head to head. We're talking about AI versus what do you call it? Natural content creators?
CGI.
What, real?
AI to AI or not AI.
CG,
let's just leave
AI or not. Okay. I'll go. Either way, I'm fine with it. Like, there's so
Strick,
much.
I'm jumping in on that.
Come
show.
on, I want second Sunday. Come to the first one too, because we're celebrating the first one. And but I wanted to be sure that we table that, and maybe people chime in. So, public service announcement. Listen, anybody. Public service announcement. If you have a ring light and it's right behind your camera, I need you to move it. Why? All I want you to do is move it to a 45-degree angle, and it's gonna give
if you have a ring light,
better shadows. Okay?
Throw it away.
Well, people don't want to throw their lights away, and it's not a bad light. It's just it needs to be repositioned.
Rid of it. Get rid of it. This is a
I think Doc needs to start. Doc needs to start a boot camp in Honolulu that's similar to Paris Island for the Marine Corps. And just say, look, if you have a ring light, you're going to cause the rest of the squad to do push-ups.
There you go.
That's just the way it's going to work.
That's what's up.
Now I will agree with that. That I will agree with.
Hey, the invisible problem is the real reason you're struggling with making content isn't what you think.
Yeah, real talk. Yeah.
How hard? This is something that I think about a lot, and it's more. I'll freely admit it's more of an insecurity than anything else. When do you feel like it's like when you you have something, your physical outward appearance or something like that changes and nobody wants to talk about it. Like Doc knows when you go to Japan and you put on weight, they will tell you that you have gotten fat. They just because that's actually it's a compliment.
That's not just Japan.
It's
not just Japan.
Right. It's okay. Well, I know in Japan it's like it means you're healthy because they used to be emaciated, during hard times. So
when I was in Africa,
but here.
When I was in Africa, when I got there, I was big. When I left there, I was much smaller. They were like, "You got poor while you were here. We can't send you back to the States poor. We got to fatten you up as you go back to the States." So I'm just saying that is it translates to other cultures as well. That's all I was just saying. I'm not even arguing with you. I'm just saying it's there in other places as well. That's all.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess my point is just how do you deal with, maybe not having everything ready, everything, you're not at 100%, you're not going to do the live stream the way you thought you were going to do. Do you do it still? Do you not do it? Do you feel up to it? Do you not feel up to it? Those kinds of questions you have to ask yourself because sometimes, getting on camera is hard. If you've had a particularly rough morning or rough afternoon or whatever, what is it that's motivating you to get back on that camera and do what you got to do?
That's a good question.
You landed on it as well. What is motivating you? Because that's the only thing. That's the only question for me is what's the motivator? Yeah, what's the motivator?
Mm-hmm.
If it's self-care time, then it's self-care time. But if the motivator is like, yo, there's somebody out there that could use this. I mean, it's actually somebody out there that's actually searching for this. And if I don't put this content out, then they may not actually be able to do whatever it is this is going to enable them to do. When I look at it from that perspective, I'm like, I'm actually being selfish by letting all the roadblocks keep me from putting out the content.
Say it again. Say it again. You're being selfish.
See, that's a great point, Kirk. But I have to ask yourself, what is motivating you to provide that content to said person that you don't know that needs that content?
I totally agree.
What's the motivation?
The only thing that makes it strong is when it's another version of yourself. So I got the opportunity to work with a guy. His channel is called Things Your Dad Would Have Taught You, except that he wasn't there. So he teaches how to change a tire, check the oil, tie a tie. And that one in particular, tie a tie, there's a kid that watched his video on how to tie a tie. And he writes this big, huge, long paragraph comment on his video. And he's telling this guy how it's prom night. I'm in the bathroom. Mom's knocking on the door to take me to go pick up my date. And I can't figure out how to tie the tie. And I find your video and I tie this tie. And when I pulled that last knot down and tightened it up to my neck, I fell on the floor blubbering with tears because I just couldn't believe it actually worked. And I'm just so grateful that you created this video. And my question to you, this was the comment on this guy's video. My question to you is like, why did you create this video in the first place? And the guy's response is because that exact scenario happened to me. And there was no video on YouTube. There was no video on YouTube.
It's a great point.
I had to figure it out. And so that's the whole reason why my channel exists. And this is what I'm saying. It's not that guy was making that video for him. So yeah, there was hurdles, there's dynamics and all kinds of logistics. How in the world am I going to show them how to do the fold over and bring the tie back around and all this other crap? But he figured it out because his why was big enough. His why was big enough. And I just feel like a lot of us, we have these superficial whys, and it's why content is optional. When you find something that's bedrock, like it's germane, it's at your core of your being, is you feel like it's part of the reason why you were created, you're going to create that content come hell or high water. It doesn't matter. You're going to create that content. You string together two cameras,
you know what?
2 phones to figure it out if you have to, but you're going to create that content.
And the best part about that content is that it is so natural and it will come out so easily because you know exactly the points you want to convey. And regardless, in your mind at that point, you're not, you're speaking to yourself and you're not worried about or considering the fact that you're staring into a piece of glass and there's nobody on the other end at that moment. There will be. And there will be, as long as you are on YouTube, and as long as YouTube is around, you will be there for that, whatever that eternity is. So yeah, I mean, it's a great point. It's an actual great point. You know, being able to, you're not necessarily focusing on the fact that who am I impacting today? I think, honestly, I think a lot of people, when they get motivated by the fact that they could get some affiliate income and they start to move their message as a result of that, there's nothing wrong with affiliate income. And so for those of you who make money on affiliate income, good on you. That's awesome. I mean, I do as well. But when people base their channel around affiliate income and they start to tailor the message to adapt to whatever it is that they're representing, that's when things start to go sideways. And I think, but what you're saying is like, I have a real need, and this is a video I came up with, and people get that and they connect to it.
Absolutely. I've seen it time and time again. Go ahead, Strick.
I have a podcast coming out tomorrow at 6 p.m. on Strick City Live YouTube channel. And I was watching the edit while I was editing it, and I was looking at myself, and I remembered how tired I was before I did this interview. I could tell from my hair, it just wasn't as kept. I can tell by what I had on. Like, I didn't put any mind into how I wanted to dress that day. I really wasn't feeling doing that interview. Not only was it a good interview that I pushed through, but the guest had it did a lot for her to be interviewed by me, all other kind of stuff. Sometimes that pushing makes the difference. And I understand your why could be like whatever the why is. And sometimes the why is your commitment to be consistent in what you're doing as well. And that was mine today. I was, listen, if she said she couldn't do it that day, I was going to be just fine. She said she could make it. I had to get myself together and record this interview with her. And it was great. I felt good. If you looked at it, you could tell I was probably a little bit more laid back than I normally am. But guess what? We made the podcast. And sometimes it's that way. So I want to say this. And also, you see the link that Doc put up for all of these, I guess we'll call them hot take for videos ideas. We have 2, and I'm going to be committed to the last 2 to be sure we get this done for everybody. And I want to thank Billy and Marianne for hanging in with us, Jill for hanging in with us, David Hunt, man, thank you. He said he's been listening. Thank you for listening, sir. And man, we have a ton of people that's still in here. Bravo, if you're still here, shouts out to you as well. The educated natural, thank you for listening if you're still hanging out with us. I got 2 more guys that I want to drop real quick. The quick story, true story. Let me find it so I can put it in the post. Here we go.
There we go.
There we go. Quick story, the true story, 1 sentence setup. I got it. Story.
True story.
Quick story. True story. When you say 1 sentence setup, what does that mean, Doc?
So when you go in and you tell a story, right, and even today I learned, in a way, is a quick story, but like, to Jeremy's point, like, I could tell a quick story about something that happened in Japan and like just how marvelous it was, right? And it's a simple 1-step setups. It's easy to get caught up in life and sort of forget how some things that seem so simple can be so precious because we as creators tend to overthink. I'm in Japan hanging out with the mother-in-law, and she's pushing 80, and then we're standing on top of Kyoto Station, and she's tired and her legs hurt and she wants to go back to the hotel. And then it started to snow. That exact moment, she turned into a 12-year-old kid. She's running around with her phone. She's trying to catch pictures of the snow because we live in the tropics, and that's not something that she sees. So never forget how some of the smallest things that you take for granted can mean the world to somebody else. So when you publish your content, you don't know how you're going to affect somebody else.
Bro, are you recording that?
You just don't know.
No.
Yeah, I hope you recorded. Yo, that's a dope video, man. I'm serious, Doc. That's a good
Bro,
video.
you guys would have been tickle pink though, right? Just to see, and it just reminds us,
Yeah.
like we stress over the craziest stuff.
Yeah.
I watched an 80-year-old lady who is in pain because she needs knee surgery, actually coming up Thursday, and she was like moving like nothing was wrong with her because she felt snow. Only the second time in her 80 years because she grew up in Okinawa and then Hawaii. We don't got snow.
That's
Wow.
It's
You know what I
wild,
mean?
bro.
We take snow for granted. Some of y'all are bitching right now because it snowed, but to somebody from the tropics, that snow is a miracle from the heavens.
Ooh,
Yeah,
straight
I
up.
like that. I like
Cleans
that. Hey
the air,
guys,
too.
for the sake of time, I wanna get to this last one, and then we're gonna try to wrap it up. Direct call out. If you're still doing, please stop. I love it. Hey guys, this is, if you're on TikTok, these are TikTok video. That is a TikTok video intro, and hopefully you got a link to some type of product or something like that that you could post, because this right here it's a excellent hook. It will be a scroll stopper. Direct call out. Listen, if you're still using a ring light, please stop. And then hey, I got this Amaran such and such, such and such, such, and all I have to do, and then set it up and show the light, and guess what? You'll kill
That's
them.
it. You did that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
it.
you
You
kill
gave them the whole cheat code.
Hey,
That,
good.
that'll work.
I want to point something out real quick because Kurt kind of told you guys about it. Kurt said, "Hey, you need to turn this into a lead magnet." Now I could have waited until the show was finished, and I could
Nope.
have did all this stuff. I'll tell you what I did. I did it right now while we're live. I sat here and I created the lead magnet. And even though the video thing ain't right, I just sent a thumbnail. I went in Final Cut and I took the thumbnail, I stretched it out to 60 seconds and published it as a video so that when people land on the page, the video is not broken. But when we get this thing over, I'll record a quick little 60-second, minute and a half video explaining, the document so then people want to get it. So I literally just made the lead magnet while we was sitting here and published it because I couldn't find where I had published it the first time.
Wow. That's
So I
awesome,
could have
dog.
spent 30 minutes looking for where I published it the first time, or I just do it again.
Right.
And so I literally
And be done
legit
with
just
it.
remade it and published it.
Yep.
And so, like, legit, in a matter of seconds, I went to kit.com. And when you click on the video, you ain't going to see nothing but a video that's a 60-second of a JPEG of a thumbnail. It doesn't even move, but it looks good. Like, is the rims big? Yeah. Do it right good? Yeah. So that is it. Like, and then I just put the thing and then a place for you to go and download it. And so now that page exists. And if somebody wants to go click that link, you put in your name and address, you get the playbook. And I just literally just made it. So again, we can overthink it. I could have wanted this to be perfect. I could have wanted to put graphics and design it. But here's the thing. That playbook exists on Notion, right? So I can update the page later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, even if
good.
the thing is broken, somebody can come back and
Capture.
be like, "Hey, it didn't work. All right, my bad." But I already started the ball rolling, and it didn't take any time. So when we finish, I'll take a couple minutes to tighten everything up. But I just wanted to let you know, like, this is where the overthinking happens, and I know
is it.
because I have totally said I'm gonna go upstairs and do a gentleman break, grab something to drink, make a cup of coffee, then I'll come back and do it. And you know what happens? Wife says, "Hey man, do your
Right.
part of the laundry."
Right.
Hey
right.
man, I'm hungry. I don't know how to cook. You cook. Hey man, we going to Baba's house, so we got to butt. And then you know what? The thing ain't get done.
If we're gonna get done.
Never.
So I just did it while we here.
Life
Strick
be
is like, why is
lifing.
this food? Why is this food clicking? Like, yeah, I'm typing, but yeah, life be life. And so sometimes
Life be life.
you gotta just do it right then, because if you don't, you ain't.
And
we
it's
gotta
done.
Be true to ourselves.
And it's done.
Gotta be true
Yeah.
to ourselves.
Because the content is what people want, right?
That's
Like
it.
you got the whole
That's
list.
it.
It's
Yeah.
done. It's done. So it's the link is in the chat right now, guys. Go
Yeah, it
check
is.
it out. Delete Magnet.
Yep.
I want to the stream show is about helping you guys, okay? Ecamm fam is about helping you. The Ecamm has allowed us to have this platform to help content creators grow. And that's why we're here. We're over 2 hours tonight, second Sunday in January, for you. That's how we're starting out the year for you. Like, not just talking and having a good time for 2 hours,
Real
but
talk.
really building some great content for other
Yeah.
content creators to see. So I want to thank you guys. Listen, David already got it. You know what I'm saying? Like he's got to love the compliments from others after the 30-day challenge.
Yep.
I'm sure
I think that's a great
that'll
idea.
come up as
You could
well.
do a follow-up. Yeah, that's a great follow-up show, Strick. 30 days later, we bring Doc back on, and we just kind of talk about the 30-day challenge with that they did with.
Dude, it's too easy.
Yeah, it's too. That's what I'm saying.
Dave could legit show us 30 chords. Dave could show us 30 chords and dope songs that are made from those chords that nobody even know. Like just playing the same,
I just feel
the
like
same chord over and over.
We overcomplicate it, but I think this is a great way. Like when we talked about 5 areas to elevate your content for 2026, this was phenomenal tonight. I'm glad everybody came through and everybody in the comment section as well. This was phenomenal.
Focus, man.
I
have a little
yes. And I would say this much as a moderator for Ecamm, I am just based on what I've been seeing in the background, I am so excited for 2026 for what this product is going to bring to the internet. It's unlike anything that you've seen before. It's going to be freaking awesome.
That's what's up.
That's
great to hear.
Let's go.
That's great to hear. Hey, guys, I want to thank each and every one of you for hanging out with us. Doc, thank you for coming through. Like, it's always cool to have you be a part of this conversation, and you add a tremendous amount of wisdom and help for all of us. So thank you for doing that today. These quick takes, man, that's awesome. And Jeremy, just love to hear you. I love the fact that you decided to be on the SN7 B-Boy bandwagon today, and you sound awesome. Sound awesome.
Indeed. The RE20 is still right.
No. You don't have to show that. It's okay. It's okay. Hey, Kurt, listen. We ended 2025 on such a high note.
Yeah, man.
Doc, I can't tell you what it was like to sit down. I have an interview with Kirk that we're going to be releasing really, really soon. It's still in the editing bay. It's in line. And, man, we just had a great time being together. It was just awesome. There's no way to explain it. Outside of any type of conference, he came down. Family was down. It was just a cool thing. And is a video. The video that Kirk made about my podcast, I had to boost it. It was that good. It's like everybody needs to see this. I want to pay for everybody to see this. So it's out there somewhere on Instagram because it was just so well done. It gave me an opportunity to tell everybody what I'm doing. Birmingham stories are for Birmingham people about Birmingham stories right here in Birmingham. I was able to say that about my podcast. So, Kirk, thank you for being a great friend.
Man.
And,
my absolute pleasure. It was phenomenal to hang out and just see your workflow as well, man. I just feel like iron sharpens iron, y'all. Get around. This is what we talked about before. Mm-hmm. We talked about it in the show today. Don't want to belabor the point, but it's all about community, man. Get out there, stretch yourself a little bit, see how other people are doing things. There's stuff that I learned watching Strick do that podcast that has influenced how I'm going to be recording my podcast going forward. So absolutely.
That's awesome, man. Thanks for saying that. And, man, you guys have a good night. Doc, you still got a few more minutes, man. 4 or 5 hours behind us, so it's still kind of midday for you, right?
Oh, yeah. It's 4 o'clock. Yeah, I'm going to go drink a coffee and then handle some business.
That's what's
there
up,
you go.
Man.
There you go.
Seeing you.
Yeah.
And the slimmer trimmer, Doc Rock. Everybody.
I love it.
I appreciate y'all. And I do want to see everybody show up for this 30-day challenge. I want Ecamm to come out.
You saw that video? That's crazy.
Down. Like, I legit want to see people kicking doors down. So please join the 30-day challenge. Don't be scared. And just look at it this way. Say you get in there halfway through and you got to quit because, life be life. And you still got 15 more videos than you got right now.
Bro, so good.
That's
Such a good way to look at it. Reframe, man.
Learn. Yeah, we did that. Vlogmas is what
Vlogmas.
We did.
Yeah, that's what
Vlogmas
we did.
Actually led
we all
into
got to be like this.
Yeah, Vlogmas led us to the first stream show that actually dropped January 10th, 2021.
So great.
Celebrating that, guys, coming up. Thank you so much for checking us out.
All right,
Hey, this is DJ Strick, and I would like to thank you for watching another edition of The Stream Show.